Welcome to the 2026 Aquatics GB Swimming Championships here from this sensational Olympics 2012 swimming pool. It is the London Aquatics Centre, and it's all ready and prepped for a wonderful 2026 National Championships. There's 5 events for you this morning. We've got the women's 50 metres breaststroke to start off with, 10 heats of that. And we've got the men's 400 free. There's going to be fireworks in that. Here we go. Men's 400 free starting at 9:50. Then the women's 2 fly, followed by an absolute cracker, the men's 100 metres breaststroke. Going to see Petey and he's not the fastest sea. Navaki is. That's going to be interesting. And then that women's 100 metres freestyle to end this morning's heat session. And in that, of course, women's relay spots. There will be quite a few swim meets this summer, which will be the target for these athletes here. Of course, there's the European Championships, which are in Paris, in one of those Olympic pools in Paris. That's going to be a wonderful event in August. And then we've also got the European Junior Championships in Munich and the Commonwealth Games, of course. Delighted to be joined in the commentary box for the 2nd year running by our absolute superstar, the Welsh Rocket. He is Dan Jervis. Welcome, Dan.
Bore da, Andy. Bore da, everyone.
Bore da, there you go. Straight into the old Welshie. Love it. What are you looking forward to this morning out of these 5 events?
I think I'm really looking forward to the men's 400 freestyle. Of course, that was one of my events, but the event I'm most looking forward to, actually, of this week, is the men's 100 metre breaststroke. I think it's going to be fireworks.
Should be fireworks indeed. We're talking about fireworks. It's the men's 100 breaststroke, but this is the women's 50. All 3 athletes in this first heat entered on the same time. Emily Turner in 3, Sophie Kilby, Mount Kelly in 4, Amelia Williams in 5, closest to us. And lots of swimmers will be watching the starts here on these early heats just to get the timing of the starter. Every starter just a tiny little bit different. Really good start down here in lane 5 from Amelia Williams of Guildford City. Entry times for all 3 of these swimmers, 33.88, and the season's best as well for all of them. Going well is Williams, closest to us, of Guildford. Kilby coming back from Mount Kelly in the white hat right in the centre, but it looks like it's going to be Williams winning this first heat. 33.88's the best time, 33.92 right on that. Goodness me, 4 100ths of a second outside of her lifetime best for the 16-year-old. Impressive start, Dan.
Tell you what, if that's how the rest of the week is going to go, I think we're in for a pretty rapid week, Andy. That is great, especially first thing on day 1.
Well, nerves, so difficult to lead that very first heat of a championship. You don't know anything about the starter, the process, everything is new. 33.92 from Williams. Kilby 2nd, Turner 3rd. 10 heats. This, of course, a fully integrated para and able-bodied athletes championships. No paras entered in this women's breaststroke. Oh, and the men's 400 free, though. Full heat here, 10 lanes used. Fastest seed is Parsons Loaders in lane number 4 from Derby XL. She started well. Right at the top there, Julie Salah. Salah down the wing. All the Liverpool supporters will understand that. But Parsons of Derby going well in the centre. Looks like maybe lane 3 at the moment, though. Captain O'Brien of Hackney Anaconda going well. Also really good in 6 is Scooby of Edinburgh University. Very Scooby going really well. Who's going to get the touch here? Looks like it is Scooby, yes. 33.37. New lifetime best from her. That's a great swim from her. 33.3. Well, entered on a 33.8. That's a half a second inside her qualification time.
That is very good. You know, half a second on a 50 is pretty fantastic, and she looks really pleased there as well.
Well, she really does. It's quite interesting to see the attack of these women down these 50 metres breaststroke. So Julie Salah, excuse me, no, it's Perry, isn't it? Perry Scobie of Edinburgh wins it. Elford 2nd, Stansfield 3rd. Capelin O'Brien 4th, Salah 5th. Scarlett Davies 6th. Look at that. All very close indeed, isn't it? So heat 3, gosh, we're rattling through these already. Heat 3 of 10. 2 internationals in 3 and 5. Andreskova, a Slovakian in 3 of Camden Swiss Cottage. In 5, it's Stoimanova of Borough of Newham. Fastest seed is Ellie Louise Kennedy, City of Glasgow. She goes in 4. PB 33.66. The European Junior Championships will be chosen from this meet, as well as the European, well, I wouldn't call it seniors. The European Championships is a major focus of Aquatics GB this year. Of course, Commonwealth Games as well for all the home internationals. Going well in lane 7 here is Rose Harrison of Tiverton in the dark blue hat with a large T on it. She's going very well, holding her stroke well, driving for the wall. 5 meters to go. This is heat 3 of 10 heats of women's breaststroke. Really good swim. 32.77 off a 33.7 entry time. Goodness me.
Especially in that last 25 then, Rose really pulled through. She was ahead anyway, but she really just pushed ahead of the rest of the field. And she is very happy, as you can see the smile on her face. She should be.
Oh, she should be. I love the way she held a stroke at the end there, Dan, and well, it paid off really well, 32.7, and she won it by, nearly 0.8 of a second. Look at that from Duffield, second. Wow, great swim from her. Heat 4. Eva Newman, Mount Kelly, the fastest seed. Kira Fletcher of Nova Centurion in 5. Searle in 3 from Geary. Bronze medalist last year in the 15-year-olds national age groups was Newman of Mount Kelly. Just 16 years of age now. Fletcher's good in 5 as well. All very close on the seeding though. 0.2 of a second splitting the entire field. 0.2. 2100s. It's so close. It really is. Going well at the top there in lane 2. Don't forget there's 10 lanes used. So right at the very top is lane 0. Then there's lane 1. So lane 2 going well in the white hat there. Just about leading is Nuala Gow, University of Aberdeen Performance. Also going well in 5. Is that lane 4? You know, it is lane 5. It's Kira Fletcher of Nova. Who gets the touch? It was actually Amy McLeod came back really well. 32.57. Well, that's 0.7 lifetime best.
Again, as we said earlier, that is pretty rapid for a 50. Now, I just want to pick up on Cara Fletcher's dive there. She was first up. It's interesting to see the difference on these athletes' dives and underwater techniques, because breaststroke is the only event where you can go over 15 meters underwater.
Well, there's the result of heat number 4. McLeod wins it really well. 3/100s ahead of Gow with Fletcher. With that great start in 3rd. 4th was Hannah Pye of Guildford. Some super swimming already. Here's heat 5. Sophie King of Mount Kelly, fastest seed. Rachel Bowen, Middlesex Marlins in 5. 3 is Asia Kent of Loughborough in 2. City of Hereford's Ellen Winstanley. Fastest lifetime best actually is in lane 3 here. 32.7. Entry times all between 33.3 and 33.4, so 1/10 splitting all 10. Goodness me. Wave after wave, so tightly seeded here. Right in the centre, going really well in 5. It is Rachel Bowen of Middlesex Marlins. Lifetime best of 33.3. She's still going really well. The second 25 here, where she's won out very well, but she's holding on. Can she get the finish? 2 meters to go. Is she going to get the touch? She does, just 32.9 off of 33.3. Half a second lifetime best from her. Very good from her. Second was Winstanley of Hereford. Third was Kent of Loughborough.
As you just said, Andy, this race is obviously very close in the timings. You know, breaststroke is definitely, I would say, the most technical stroke. There is no hiding technical flaws here. Rachel Brown winning that race in 32.90. Very close between first and second there. 7/100ths of a second. That's fingernails.
It certainly is. It certainly is. Well, only a 1/10 split the lot. Here's heat 6 already. And Mary Gibson of City of Cardiff British Summer Championship medalist on the 100 and the 200 metres breaststroke. She's going in 4. Tilly Hubbard of Taunton Dean in 3, the 15-year-old. Wow. Well, you can qualify for European Juniors from this meet. It is a qualification meet. Athletes born between 2008 and 2012. And lots of them in this. So lanes 1, 3, 4 and 5, all juniors can qualify for the European Junior Championships. The qualification time is pretty quick, 31.60. Expect the winner here to be going to 32, so there's a decent chance of making it through. There's junior finals this evening as well as the big final, so plenty of opportunity. They've got to do it in the big final tonight, though. And swimming well, very close indeed. Up in lane 2, that's Emma File of Guildford City Swimming Club. Maybe going to get the touch. It's mighty close. She just gets it. 32.77. Great swim from her. It's another lifetime best to win Heat 6. Really great swimming.
Just want to put some emphasis, Andy, on the junior finals later. A lot of these swimmers this morning, this is their first time swimming at a British Aquatics GB Championships. Swimming in the London Aquatics Centre, if you've been here, it is quite intimidating. So Emma Elliott File, well, that was a great race. She's obviously swum here before. She's used to this kind of crowd. 32.77.
Yeah, relative veteran, age 20. She was 4th in the junior final of the 200 medley a couple of years ago at this championships. Right, heat 7, it's the last of the non-cycle seeded heats. Fastest 30 go in the final 3 heats. And Dundee City Aquatics athlete Emily McGee is in lane 4. Anastasia Muscat in 5. Was sat. Gabriella Hunt up there in lane 1 for City of Liverpool, my old team. Heat 7 of 10 heats of women's 50 breaststroke. So let's watch the starts again. Dan was watching the starts very closely. And again, well, they can go 15. They're only going about 11 or 12 metres there underwater.
Yeah, well, they've got, as I said earlier, they've got over 15 to use. Some of the athletes are using all underwater. You are quicker underwater. So if I was one of these, I would be doing that. But a good start from lane 7 here. Naomi Vides from Poole. She's going rapid.
Well, she's gone very well. Just tying up a little bit here, but she's gone out quickly down the first 25. Does she get the touch? She does. I don't normally pick out the ages of the ladies, but I'm sure she won't mind me saying 32 years young. Naomi Vides of Poole Swimming Club wins it. What a great swim from her. And her lifetime best was 32.98. She just went 32.5, age 32. Well done. Well done. That's awesome.
And Naomi Vides taking the win in that heat in 32.57. Rebecca Keatley from City of Cambridge, 33.05. And coming in third, Alice Collins, 33.12.
Well, that's outstanding. She's actually, Naomi's just walking past us right now. Absolutely delighted. Very, very good indeed. She's just given us a lovely smile and a wave walking past. Well done. Right, here we go. Naomi set the pace, but Cara Hanlon, the defending champion, goes in this heat 8 of 10 heats only of the women's 50 breaststroke. Amelia Riggett of Mount Kelly next to her in 5. 3 is Crowley of Cardiff, City of Cardiff. Ashley Ransom of Hatfield in 2. There is the defending champion. It is Cara Hanlon. Lifetime best of 30.5. European Championship qualifying time is 30.57. They've got to do it in this evening's final session. So here we go, the first of the last 3 cycle seeded heats. Defending champion in lane 4. Decent start. I'm not sure she had the very best start there, but it was a good one right in the centre. In that black hat, those 2 yellow lane lines denoting the fastest 2 seeds into this heat 8 of the women's 50 metres breaststroke. Hanlon in 4, Riggett in 5, and it's those 2 coming through. Riggett and the white hat slightly closer to us of those 2 leaders in the centre. And Riggett's going really well here. This is great. PB of 31.5. Oh, 31.51. It is a lifetime best. 31.55 was her best. So Riggett comes second in a lifetime best. Hanlon, the defending champion of the black hat there, looked solid. Almost swam into that 50. Good to 25 and then picked it up.
Yeah, in these 50s, you do see a very high stroke rate in the breaststrokes. Obviously, they haven't got a lot of time in that pool, so they've got to have a high stroke rate. Now, people like Cara and in the later races, Imogen, you'll see they've got a high stroke rate, but they also glide. So the veterans know how to do both.
Two very different strokes from 50 to 100 and 200. But there's Cara Hanlon, 31.30, fastest seed so far from Edinburgh University. Great lifetime best in second from Amelia Riggett. Super swim from her. And of course, there's the A finals this evening. There's a B final session, a separate session for the B finals, and the juniors, of course. So here's heat 9. Anna Morgan is the fastest seed into this second last heat. Silver last year in this 50 metres breaststroke from Edinburgh University. Jasmine Carter down in lane 5. Sienna Robinson in 3. A couple of 16-year-olds here on the outside lanes. Lily Green up there in 0, and Lily Mundell in 9, closest to us. Heat 9. Love watching these starts as well. So important to get the start right down on this 50 metres breaststroke.
I don't think we've seen one faulty start, actually. Everyone's been nailing them this morning. There's a very quick first 25 from lane 4 there. Anna Morgan from the city of Edinburgh. They've obviously been working on their dives lately.
Well, 3, 4, 5 and 6 going well, but look at Anna Morgan, the dark hat, the black hat there of Edinburgh University. Looks super right in the centre, really driving. What a swim that is, 30.9. Well, that's the fastest by a long way so far. That's a super swim from Anna. And she went to 31.2 to get silver last year. She's just gone 30.90. And the European qualifying time, 30.5. So she's 5.7. So she's only 0.33 of a second outside of the European qualifying time in the morning heats. You've got to do it in the finals, though. So great start from her. Anna Morgan wins heat 9, 30.90. Great from her. Miles second, Robinson third, Carter fourth. Stoyman over 5th with Spicer 6th, Lily Green in 7th. Good swim from there as well. It's getting hot, Dan.
It is, and it's, as we said earlier, it's only the heats. This evening, the adrenaline will be going, the crowd will be bigger, and so that will definitely affect the swimmers.
And the defending champion in lane 4, what can she do? She's actually, no, she's not defending champion, she's the British record holder, excuse me. British record, 30.02. Set back in 2022, Commonwealth Games in Birmingham. And the European Championship qualification time, Dan, 30.5. Her best is 30.0. What do you expect from her in this heat?
Well, I expect very fast swimming. That's what I expect, definitely. But Imogen, any breaststrokers watching, she swims textbook breaststroke, so she is the one to watch today.
The expert sitting next to me, expecting fast swimming. Dan Jervis, there's no flies on him, is there? This is the final heat of the women's 50 metres breaststroke, and the British record holder Imogen Clark from Repton right in the centre in lane 4. Theodora Taylor one lane closest to us in lane 5. That Torvine Dolphins hat, the TD, the white hat there, also going very well up there in 3 as Gabrielle Idle-Beavers and Mount Kelly having a very good heat session this morning. Repton leading, that's Imogen Clark. Mount Kelly second at the moment, and, well, maybe coming through to lead it to Idle-Beavers. She does. Very good indeed. My word. Well, that second 25. You don't often think about building into a 50, but she really did build it super well, did Gabrielle Idle-Beavers there.
Yeah, she was flying on that last 5. Well, she was flying the whole race, obviously, but that last 5, she just touched Imogen out. Obviously, we'll see a very close race between them two tonight.
And Dan, a 0.8 of a second lifetime best on a 50 metres breaststroke for the winner. 0.8.
Yeah, you don't really hear much of that, especially in the 50s. In the more distance events, yes, but not in a 50.
That's extraordinary. Well, again, I'll remind you that the European Championship qualification time is 30.57, and they just went 30.82, so that's very good. There's the summary of the qualifiers for this evening's A final. 8 lanes will be used in the A final, and Idle Beavers goes in fastest with Anna Morgan second, defending champion. Third is the British record holder. Hanlon's in there as well. And there's of course, there's a B final, there's a junior final, there are para finals as well this evening, so some fantastic swimming for you this evening. And all through the qualifiers, well, there were, 10 heats. There were 93 entrants in that women's 50 metres breaststroke. Very good swimming indeed. And straight into the next event, it is the men's 400 metres freestyle. So we just watched the final few sheets of that summary of that women's 50 metres breaststroke go through. Mount Kelly had a very good morning there. Repton also, a couple of Repton swimmers in there. And the school system here, very good indeed in Britain at the moment. It really is fantastic. Millfield, Mount Kelly, Repton, some super teams. So next race up is one of Dan's races, the 400 metres freestyle. There's actually 10 heats, 92 entrants. And just again remind you that at this Aquatics GB 2026 Championships, it's fully integrated with para-athletes as well as able-bodied. I'm delighted to joined by Paul Noble, prolific Paralympic medalist. Do I remember correctly? I didn't actually ask you this morning. Was there 15 Paralympic medals? Back in the day, Andy. Back in the day.
It's been a while. Been retired for a while now. Proud of the record for the years, and let's hope some para swimmers can step up. Do something to see it. First para swimmers we are seeing. There they are, GB from City of Bristol, in lane number 3, Rich Jones, University of Birmingham, Aidan.
First team men's 400 metres freestyle, Jamie Curtis.
Again, just a reminder of the qualifications. S1 to 10 are the lowest impairment, S1 has the highest level of impairment, and S10 has the CS11 to 13 swimmers who have visual impairment throughout these championships, and the S1 swimmers are in this one, we've got Jamie Curtis, S9, Lewis Jones, S9, and
exceptionally successful in Great Britain, in a fantastic World Championship back in September.
You know, it's all about young swimmers, Dan. They're looking for improvements on their times this morning.
Yes, of course. What do you think these swimmers are going to be aiming for this morning? What do you think they're aiming for in this event?
Well, I mean, the para events, of course, is qualification for a couple of focus meets this summer. The Dutch Open is in June, and also the European Championships in September. So that's the 2 focus meets for the para swimmers here at these championships. And these guys, they'll just be looking to try and perform on the big stage, try and get their lifetime bests here. They will make a final, I think. I think there's enough to be secured a place in the final. But the para swimmers, to make these qualification times for consideration for the big championships in the summer, they can do it in the heats as well. So you might find some people just going out and get a heat swim because they'll give them 2 bites of the cherry to make that time.
Well, this is a great pool, obviously. Great practice pool for these summer's big competitions, because swimming in this pool is quite intimidating, isn't it?
It is. I've never swum in this pool. You must have performed here many times, in that.
I did. I think my first swim in this pool was 2012, just before the London Olympics in this pool, when the wings were up. Yeah, the UK school games.
Oh, really?
Yeah, scariest thing I've ever done in my life.
Right. I was here. I was commentating on that one.
Well, you wouldn't have been commentating on me because I was far behind.
Listen, you've got to get everybody give some credit, you know. If you make it to a UK school games, the major championships like this one, give everybody the credit they deserve. You must have been deserving of it.
It was great, obviously. I was swimming for Wales and that.
And they got all the they got all the school kids in, didn't they, to test the venue.
We got my school friends in.
From Wales?
From Wales, all the way from Swansea.
Right,
So you can imagine how intimidating that was.
Yeah, it was like these. The pitch was a little bit higher with all the school kids, but they made a real noise, didn't they, on that UK school games? And it can be a great venue for that, especially for the Olympics and Paralympics. The roof was lifting off when the GB swimmers were doing well. Jamie Curtis doing well in this one, though, on the top of these two yellow lanes. City of Bristol, youngest in this field, the 18-year-old, stepping up a little bit here, Dan.
Yeah, it's interesting to see how Jamie and Lewis are doing this race. This could be intentional from Lewis. By his feet, he could be getting the drag. Now, as a distance swimmer myself, I used to use the drag, and you see that a lot with the open water swimmers as well. If you swim by someone's feet, you often get the way they swim often pulls you along, so it makes your swimming a lot easier.
And, of course, the two different. They're in the same classification. They're in the S9 classification. But Jamie Curtis there with a lower limb impairment, and Lewis Jones, you just see there, he's an arm amputee, so he will be using the legs a little bit more as they come to this final turn here. You'd expect a little bit more power from the legs for Lewis Jones as he goes over this turn. He'll want to maximise that.
We've seen a very good last 100 from Lewis here. He's actually swimming it the way I used to swim it, so I used to hold on the third 100, because that is the 100 you've got to work on a 400, and the last 100 you just push it on, because most people by the last 100 they're on their last legs, you know. So we are seeing a very good race from Lewis and Jamie here. But not to forget about Max. He's swimming this pretty much on his own, so that's very much a mental battle, but he's having a great swim here.
Yeah, well, just keep an eye on the time for Max. Of course, the times for these paraswimmers will be compared against the standard time. Good finish from Lewis Jones there, and he makes a good finish on his good arm as well. I always think on the arm amputees, it's very important that they get the touch on their good arm, because that could make a real difference in terms of time if they come in with that short arm. Well, a very good swim there from Lewis Jones. That's Jamie Curtis. And the times for the paraswimmers will be compared against the standard time for their classifications. 1,000 points equal to the top time in the year in the last 3 years. And there Lewis Jones takes it in terms of time. Jamie Curtis in second, and Max Davis in third place. But in terms of points, the swimmer with the lower classification, Max Davis, there he is at top. You see the time, you don't see the points, but I can tell you 696 points for Max Davis. Will be leading them through. So a nice little swim there from the three swimmers. That was a good tussle, that's what we like to see, that.
Paul, can I ask you, you were saying about the finishing with a good arm. Is that something they have to practice in swimming, in training?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, it's a skill. I mean, I don't know if you saw much butterfly. You always like to finish at the extension of that butterfly stroke with the two arms. It's very similar. The arm amputees coming in, and, if you touch on that small arm and you've got to take an extra stroke, that's going to cost you half a second, isn't it? So the swimmers will know, they'll adjust their strokes as they come into the finish. And hopefully hit the wall on that correct arm. We've got a few paraswimmers in this one. A few non-paraswimmers in the centre lanes as well, who you would expect to go out to an early lead. Sam Downey goes over there in lane number 0. Sam Downey, University of Stirling, has competed for the GB team at the World Championships. Also has been Commonwealth Games swimmer for Scotland last time out in Birmingham. Thomas Navarro-Barber from Portsmouth, he goes in lane number 1. Rowan Brennan in lane number 2, was a World Championship swimmer for Great Britain last year in Singapore. Non-para swimmers in the middle, Sam Brilka from Corby, Joseph Hall, City of Leeds, Lawrence Elliott from Exeter. They go in the centre. Kieran Williams, another GB swimmer at Singapore last year in lane number 6. Bjorn Sebastian Owen University of Stirling in 7, and Alfie Penfield in the outside lane in lane number 8. Alfie Penfield's first visually impaired swimmer we will see. He swims in the S13 class. Let's see the tapping stick there at the end of the lane for Alfie, closest to us, down there in lane number 8. But good start at the front of the field. That yellow cap for the City of Leeds, Joseph Hall, leads them through in the early stages now.
Yeah, he's obviously taken it out very quick in this first 100. He came in to the second turn at the 100 mark at 57.26. Now he is followed quite closely by Lawrence Elliott and Sam from Corby. Now he does seem to be extending his lead throughout the second 100. Now, as I just said, the third 100 I would say is probably the most important 100, because that's when a lot of the athletes kind of die off.
And the entry times for these three swimmers at the front of the field, very, very tight indeed, isn't it? They're only separated by 0.2 of a second, three of them. Para swimmers going well. It looks like it might be Kieran Williams leading them through till 6.11 for Kieran, so watch out for the points total for the GB representative. He's followed by his GB teammate Rowan Brennan. So the two S10 swimmers with the least impairments are leading the other ones through. In terms of points, though, as we come to do the points, watch out for Sam Downey in lane number 0. Might be behind the field, but might be closest to that standard time for his classification, the S8. But front of the field at the minute is closing up slightly, Dan.
Yeah, Sam has obviously trained the 400 very well. He is picking up on Joseph here now. There's only 100 left. Adrenaline will get you through that 100, but let's see how they all finish. Joseph is looking very long going into this last 100, though, so he does actually look as if he's paced this very well, which is quite few athletes can go out that hard and then carry on going. He has got a PB of 4:07, so I think he'll be quite close to that. I think he could be under that, actually.
Yeah, it's not going to be far away at all for Joseph Hall. Of course, we're on the 400. You hear the bell on the 400s, which is kind of a new. They've got lap markers now, and you'll take the bell with 100 to go in the 400s as well as the longer distance. So if you're wondering why the bell is now in place on these 400s, that's why. New rules come in this year, so lap markers and bell at the final 100, but Joseph Hall going well still, might just hold on.
Yeah, we are seeing a very big pickup from Sam in this last one. They are looking at each other. I think Sam, maybe he's left a little bit too late. Has he? No, Joseph takes the win. A 4:06, that is a fantastic PB. That's over a second PB.
They were all very good, weren't they? Look at that, 4:06.75. 4:07.15 and 4:07.71. Kieran Williams comes in the first of the para swimmers home in at 4:21.41. Season's best for Kieran, followed by his GB teammate Rowan Brennan, medalist at the World Championships in the relay, Rowan Brennan. We'll just check the points totals for the para swimmers that are coming in. Real good tussle here from Bjorn Owen and Alfie Penfold, touching almost together. 4:45 for them. And Sam Downey 4:50. Is that going to be good enough to get ahead of Kieran Williams? It's going to be very close indeed in terms of points. But what about that battle at the front, Dan?
Well, it was a battle, certainly, and all three, 1, 2, 3, got all PBs there. Good PBs as well. I think it just shows that a good race can really bring the time down.
So there's the result of that one. Joseph Hall takes that one. Great tussle there, Sam Brilke and Lawrence Elliott. Kieran Williams, 751 points, is just going to be good enough to take the top spot ahead of Sam Downey, 743, and Thomas Navarro Barber. And those three are going to be ahead of that swim in the first heat from Max Davis, who was on 6:96. So that's the first 2 heats gone. Here's heat number 3. It's the last of the para swimmers for the time being. So I'll hand you back to Andy.
Thank you, Paul. 2 cracking first heats. Love to come to these Aquatics GB Championships and see so many lifetime bests. Aquatics GB have really set this pool up wonderfully well. They've done everything for these athletes to allow them to deliver their very best selves in these championships. It's wonderful to see. In lane 1 is Dominic Workman of City of Liverpool, his teammate Ollie Lambert in 2, 3, Le Burle of Beckenham. Fastest seed is in lane 4, that's Elliot Lawton, City of Coventry. Aidan Anderson in 5. How She, City of Sheffield in 6. 7 is Joshua Keogh of Bolton Metro. 8 is Ben Off of Crawley. And Zach Bourne Withington of Kingston-upon-Hull in lane 9, closest to us. Right at the top, I missed him out. It's Byron Dinev of Chelsea and Westminster right at the very top. But going out very quickly down this first 75 metres in lane 4 is Elliot Lawton of City of Coventry. Dan, this one of your events, this 400 metres freestyle. Well, saying that, it was a bit of a sprint for you, this one, wasn't it?
Yeah, this is one of my quicker events, I guess. Yeah, 400. I've done 4, 8 and 15. I enjoyed the 400 the most, if I'm honest.
Why?
Because it wasn't as far. I'll tell you that. I didn't have as much pressure on me as well.
Why?
And
because you weren't as good.
Well, my parents enjoyed the 15 more because they got their money's worth for coming to see me, didn't they? But I did enjoy the 400. I enjoyed the I'm trying to think of the right word. I enjoyed the technical aspect of it. And to see how different athletes swim it. Obviously, you've got the 100 and 200 athletes swimming up. You've got the 800 and 15 athletes swimming down. Just a very good mix in the middle. So this could actually go either way.
It's quite something, isn't it, when you're doing a 400 metres freestyle. This is 8 lengths of this pool, the Olympic pool. 16 lengths of most local pools if you've got a 25-metre pool around your way. And swimming down to 16 lengths. It's just, I need a sat-nav just to do 16 lengths. It's ridiculous.
Were you ever tempted by it?
400 free, I did a few. I have to say, my mum, bless her, my mum, she, I'm not sure bribed is quite the right word, but when I was 12, she wanted me to do a 1,500 metres freestyle because there was a qualification meet at the old Wigan swimming pool, which I think is still there, actually, on the 1,500 metres freestyle for the junior championships, and she wanted me to see if I could do one. So she said, if you do a 1,500 metres freestyle in this trial, I'll give you a family bar of chocolate. And I was so excited I did it. I was in bed for a week afterwards. I could not do it. It's too far. But look at this. It's a great start here in lane number 4 for Elliot Lawton of City of Coventry.
Yeah, he was out at the 200 mark at 1:58.89. He is holding his lead, but you are seeing the lads at the top of the screen there slowly picking up. As I've said a few times now, this third 100 is the most important. Can he hold it on for this last 100?
Tony, saying it's the most important. I mean, it's nearly over here, but what will he have to do? What would the swimmers have to do differently on the third 100 when he sits the most important? Do you do it differently or do you do the same? What do you do on the third one?
You really have to dig in.
You do what?
You really have to dig in.
Dig in?
Dig into the stroke, dig into the effort. The first 100 I always found just finish itself. Second 100 you set the pace. Third 100 is where people start to die off, and so that is when you need to turn on. And then the fourth 100 just finishes itself then. So they're probably on the easiest part of the race for me because the adrenaline just takes over here.
Spoken like a true distance swimmer, the fourth 100 finishes itself. I think I'd have to be told. It's a great battle going up there in lanes 1 and 2 with 0 at the very top. But lanes 1 and 2, teammates Dominic Workman and Ollie Lambert, both of City of Liverpool up there, and they're both going hammer and tongs at each other. Elliot Lawton of City of Coventry, is he still leading? No, I think Ollie Lambert's just taken over. Lifetime best for the two up there in 1 and 2 is 4:07.2 and 4:07.4. So look at this. What's he going to go here? Ollie Lambert's going to win it. He does. Time really quick. 4:02.9 with a 4:03.2 second. City of Liverpool. My word. Well done. That's outstanding. Ollie Lambert. Lifetime best of 407.2. He's just gone 402.9. He doesn't do 403s or 404s or 405s or even 406s. 402, Dan. My word.
Yeah, that's a 4-second PB. First thing on day one. And obviously it was great to see Ollie and Dominic, teammates, racing each other there in the last bit. Of course, finishing quite close to each other. They know how they train, they know how each other race as well. So it's exciting to see that on the last 50.
Well, teammates pushing each other, and Lambert and Workman done super well there for City of Liverpool. Well done. Lawton third, Keogh fourth, LaBelle fifth with Dinev sixth. Wow, that's a great swim. That's only heat 3 of 10. Massive lifetime bests. Nearly 5 seconds. This is heat 4. Well, we just had two City and Liverpool swimmers next to each other. Now in 4 and 5, the two fastest seeds. It's two Mount Kelly swimmers. Ashby Edmonds in lane 4 and Reuben Thomas in 5. Teammates, lifetime bests split by 8/100ths of a second. So it's heat 4 of 10 heats to the men's 400 metres freestyle, and some absolute cracking heats. Certainly the last two, 9 and 10 coming up. Do not miss that at all. Going out quickly down this first 30-35 metres in lane number 6. It's Hugh Mason Williams of City of Birmingham. That's quite brave to go that fast. I wonder if the nerves just getting to him a little bit, Dan?
Sometimes, you know, if you put music on, it can distract you, but sometimes as well, if you don't have music, the arena can really affect how you swim. Do you know?
How do you mean if you put music on it? How are you putting music on in the first 25?
Just before, in the call room.
Oh, okay.
Just to cancel out the world.
you don't leave your headphones in for the first 30.
Oh, I wish.
Wow. Well, just having the two City Liverpool lads walk past me, I'm very proud indeed. Well done them. And still going out well down this first 125. Lovely stroke here from Hugh Mason Williams of City of Birmingham. Dan, just have a look at this stroke for us. Lovely long glide at the front of the stroke.
So I was coached by Adam Baker, a fantastic coach, and he always told me, as a distance swimmer, your aim is to make yourself look 9 foot tall, because that means it's maximising the catch on every pull. And we are seeing Hugh doing that right now. And in fact, all of the swimmers have got very good strokes here. They're all long in the water, they're not short strokes. You see, as the race goes on and people start to tire up, that's when the strokes get shorter.
And Reuben Thomas of Mount Kelly just starting to stalk the leader here, Hugh Mason Williams. And really a lovely, powerful, when he's non-breathing side. Look at the drive of the swimmer in second place there, Reuben Thomas. I love it. So this is the halfway turn, and they're going to be turning in what, 156s, 157, something like that. Let's see. Actually, it's 159. 159 first to turn. That's Hugh Mason Williams. Second is Reuben Thomas. Third up there in lane 2 is Finley Richardson. Now, this third 100 metres down, the one that you feel is really important. And look at lane 5 starting to move here, Reuben Thomas.
Yeah, if you look at his back end, he's really using his kick a bit more now, and a lot of freestyle is kick. I'd actually probably say 75% of the freestyle stroke is your kick.
But the power comes from the arms, yeah?
I mean, if you look at them, they look as if they're not trying at all. They are trying, but they are so good swimmers that they make it look easy.
Very interesting. I think it used to be 75% of the power of freestyle coming from the arms, but look how smooth he is. And I get your point, Dan. Look at the water boiling by his feet. It's beautiful to watch. And there's the bell. 100 metres to go, and this the 4th heat of 10. It's only the 4th heat. They're swimming wonderfully well.
Yes, coming into this last 100 now, we are seeing Reuben really take the lead. We're also seeing a good swim from up in lane 2 from Finley Richardson here. Finley's not looking at Reuben on this length, but he will be on the last length. He's breathing to his left. Reuben is looking right at him. So this could be a good last 50.
Well, again, Reuben's lifetime best 405.8. I think we're going to see something special here from him. Let's see how he goes. It looks like That last 50 was pretty quick. It was a 30.5, so I reckon he can go somewhere around 4:03, and if he can do that, that would be a wonderful swim from him.
Yeah, coming into this last 25 now, he is really digging into that stroke. He's got obviously maybe a little bit too much energy. He can do that again tonight and refocus when he uses that energy, but he's looking good into this last 5.
Well, he's only 17 years of age, a junior, so he can swim in the junior final if he's quick enough. Well, I said maybe 4:03, 4:01.4, 29.4 he's finished in. Ruben Thomas, well, first couple of events here at this 2026 Aquatics GB Championships, and Mount Kelly having a great start. Another huge lifetime best, another 4.5 second lifetime best on that 400 meters freestyle from Ruben Thomas. Well, if you're a teammate of his, send him a text and say, well done, that's a super swim. Second, Finney Richardson, also very good from Guildford City. Hugh Mason-Williams of Birmingham, quick down the first 200. Just maybe paid a little bit for that early pace, but really great swimming. Ruben Thomas, look at that, 4.5 second lifetime best. Wow.
As you said, Andy, Mount Kelly are having an absolute stormer this morning, which is brilliant. First morning of the meet, this will set the team up well.
Well, it really will, and there's a lot of great school programs in Britain at the moment. More Mount Kelly swimmers. There's another one up there in lane 0, Tom Belt. Fastest seed is Monty Smith of Wickham District. He goes in lane 4. Vinnie Owen of Cardiff in 5. Monty Smith, the fastest seed, though. Well, his lifetime best is 4:04. We've just seen a 4:01. I know what they'll be feeling standing on the blocks, watching a 4:01, 3 seconds faster than their lifetime best.
Well, they would have been on poolside for that, so they would have seen it. You know, if I was them, I would have been looking away from the board. I would not want to be influenced how the heat before me swam. Depends, everyone's different.
If you did catch a sneaky glimpse without meaning to, what goes through and what goes through your mind, and how do you control those little butterflies that start becoming moths and
birds,
hummingbirds,
yeah,
eagles and condors and vultures?
I think, you know, it all comes with practice and time, but even in the Olympics, you know, I'd be watching the heat before me, I'd accidentally see the boards in the heat before me, and it would influence me because it would make me nervous. And the aim for swimming is you've got to swim your own race, you know, and that as I said, that can influence you.
It is interesting on the 400s because they do seem to watch each other a little bit. There's going to be fascinating, the cat and mouse in the final couple of heats here. Don't forget we've got Jimmy Guy going in, James Guy, British record holder. He goes in one of the final heats. I think he's got Tyler Melbourne Smith, the youngster who's just been swimming so brilliantly well recently. Also got Jack McMillan in there, I think, in the heat before. So there is going to be a little bit of cat and mouse going on. And do they watch each other at all? I mean, on the distance events, did you distance guys, did you used to just look around at all, or did you try and not do it?
During the race, I used to know exactly where everyone else is.
So you did look around?
During the race, not before. So before the race started, I would never look at how the heat before done. Okay. I wouldn't want to know the end result. Gotcha. But during the race, you do have to have a sense of what's going on, because sometimes you have to react.
Oh, that's interesting. So if somebody were to go out super quick, what would you do?
I would have to make a very quick evaluation in my head whether that's the best thing to do. I've got a story about that when we watch Jimmy swim later.
Wow. Well, here we go. Is first turn at the 200 metres, the halfway, and this is the 5th heat of 10 heats of the men's 400 freestyle. Up there in lane 3 is Luke Moore of Loughborough University. The 19-year-old looks very strong, lovely, powerful stroke. And again, this third 100, Dan, you've talked about it quite a lot, but really using that wonderfully. Well, look at the kick there. He's got a really powerful driving kick, the leader.
With this kick as well, you don't... Some swimmers have quite a big splash behind them. You don't really want that, because that means you're kicking most of your kick out of the water. You just want a little bubble behind you. That means all of your energy is going underwater, which obviously you're not going to go far if you're kicking above the water.
No, and you can see there's quite a high kick from the leader there, Luke Moore. In training, how do you make sure that your feet do stay in? I mean, do you use a kickboard when you're training? What, doing kicking much? Or what proportion of your kicking did you do with a board versus not with a board for a distance skate?
I done most of my kicking with the board, but it is all about practice. You just got to do it over and over and over, and in the end it becomes muscle memory. It is hard, especially in this last 100. Now we are seeing, of course, Luke Moore lead this very well, of course, but he is kicking quite high out the water. So if I could have a conversation with him before tonight, I would say just make sure that last 100 you concentrate on kicking below the water.
Well, he's got a chance of having a swim this evening, as Luke Moore is swimming really well. And that last 50 was 30.5, and he could go under 4 minutes here, and that would be wonderful if he does. He's got to come back in what, 29.3, something like that, and I think he can do that here, and that would be wonderful. His entry time is 4:04.53. So, I mean, anything under that, to be honest, a lifetime best at the British Championships, at the Aquatics GB 2026 Championships would be wonderful. Is he going to go underneath? I think he can. Yes, he can.
Smashed it.
Oh, my word. Well done. Well, I can't tell you, 400 freestyle, 4 100s. Can you average under a minute? It's such a massive barrier, and he's just destroyed it. Well done, Luke Moore of Loughborough University in lane number 3. Lifetime best coming in 4:04.53. Look at his face. He doesn't look that excited. I'll be doing a jig.
He probably is excited, Andy, but he probably feels as if he's going to die. The 400 it takes no prisoners, I can tell you that.
Well, he's certainly, his face is flushed. He's worked so hard. He left everything in that pool. Well done, sir. That is impressive. And again, if you know Luke Moore, if you've got his phone number, send him a text and say, well done. That was outstanding. Luke Moore winning Heat 5, the men's 400 free. Under 4 minutes, his entry time, 4:04.5. Brilliant. Monty Smith second, Josh Denholm third, Lucas Ellis sixth, Smith from Liverpool in fourth. What a distance freestyle program they've got there in Liverpool. That's great. Bryant fifth. Super swimming.
Breaking the 4 minute barrier is a massive barrier to break as well. It's the same on the 100, breaking the minute for the first time, breaking the 2 minutes for the first time, 4 minutes. Obviously, we talked about the distance later on this week. But breaking the 4 minute barrier, that's a hard one to do.
Well, the heats are seeded, and they get faster as we get through until those last 3 heats, and that was Heat 5. And the first person seeded under 4 minutes is in Heat 8. So there's a lot of people with a lot of butterflies flying through them, not swum yet, because they've just seen a 3:59. Here's Heat 6. 10 heats of the men's 400 free. Aidan Turner of Newcastle is the fastest seed. Got a bronze medal at the 16-year-olds national age groups last year in this 400 metres freestyle. Also did the 8 under 15. Lifetime best of 4:02. Fleming in 3 of Stirling. Chandler of Worcester in 5. James Bodie, Aberdeen. He goes in 6. And European Junior Championships are an event to qualify from these 2026 Aquatics GB Championships. And, well, to qualify for the European Juniors, you've got to be born between 2008 and 2012. And there are 6 juniors in this Heat 6 of the men's 400 metres freestyle, including lanes 4 and 5, the fastest 2 seeds. That's Aidan Turner and Harry Chandler.
Harry Chandler there had a rapid start. He was the longest underwater. He came up at about 14.5 metres. And it looks as if he's doing a sprint, Andy.
Well, it looks like he's doing a time trial, doesn't it? I mean, he's very quick down this first 100. How do you control your nerves down these first 100? I mean, if you're coming to your first major senior championships and you get a centre lane and you really want to go well, how do you control that first 50 without going too slow?
Well, every athlete is different, but I just try to remind myself, it's a pool. You know, you train in it every day. It's 50 metres long, if these athletes are lucky enough to train in a 50-metre pool, of course, but it's water. It's no quicker here than it is back home. So just focus on that, focus on your own race. But Harry is really holding this lead, and also, obviously, Oliver Murray in lane 8. Eyeing each other up there.
Well, Murray, another junior, born in 2009. So he is eligible to qualify for the European Junior Championships. It's a fast qualification time, I have to say. 3:53.5 to qualify for the European Junior Championships. My word. There's 6 juniors in this race in lane 0, 1, 2 at the top there, and then 4 and 5, and then closest to us leading in lane 8 is Ollie Murray of Millfield, and it looks like Murray is going to go through in about, what, 1:57 or something like that, 1:57.9. Well, that's quick. It really is very good. So the halfway in this heat 6 of the men's 400 metres freestyle, Ollie Murray leading and looking pretty comfortable now.
Yeah, they are still all swimming in pretty much a line here. This is exactly how I would want the race to go. So I like to be in control on the third 100, because I knew how I was going to swim in the back end of my race. I knew my third 100, and especially my last 100, was the strongest.
And that's coming from a distance, proper distance guy, from an 800 and 1500 metres specialist, Olympic finalist on the 1500 freestyle. Dan, Commonwealth medalist on the 1500 metres freestyle. So if you're a proper distance guy, 1500, I get it. What if you're 100, 200? You said it's meeting in the middle of 400. The 100s and 200s meeting at 400, meeting the 8s and the 15 guys. If you're a 100, 200 guy, I presume you don't want to be at that position where you were just saying comfortable all in a line.
No, because I think, obviously I was a distance swimmer, but I think as a 100 and 200 swimmer, you'd kind of want to be ahead at this point, because you know those distance swimmers, they have a strong back end.
Well, they certainly do have a good back end, and going very well up there in lane 3 at the moment. That's Scott Fleming at the University of Stirling, and he's certainly made a move. Going with him in 4 is Aidan Turner of Newcastle. Also going pretty well up there in lane 1 is Leo Talbot of Bolton Metro. 50 metres to go, and they're going to be pretty close to the 4-minute mark here. And the entry time for these guys, well, up there in lane 3, Scott Fleming's entry time 4:03.2. He could do it. It's going to be close. I think it might just be 4 minutes flat, but he's got a chance here of going under. Coming back like a train in 4 is Aidan Turner of Newcastle, but Scott Fleming at the moment it is. Scott Fleming, I think, is going to lead charging as Turner in 4. My word, what's he going to go? 4:01, 4:01.28. It's very good indeed. With a 4:03.2, so he's just done a 2-second lifetime best, Scott Fleming, University of Stirling, to win the 6th heat of the men's 400 metres freestyle. Second was Leo Talbot of Bolton. Third in 4, charging right at the end there, Aidan Turner, 4:02.6. Well, Aidan, I think if he watches that video again, I'm sure he'll look at it and have a look at his tactics, because he looked so good down that last 100, 150. I wonder if he could maybe be a little bit braver and go a little bit earlier. Some good swimming, though. Fleming wins it from Talbot 2nd, Turner 3rd, Bodie 4th, Ed Evans 5th from Beckenham. Really good swimming. So we've already had a 3:59, a couple of 4 minutes going into heat 7. Still 7 and 8, 2 more heats of non-cycle seeded heats before we get to those final 2 heats. If you're in one of those last 2 heats, still 4 to go, what are you thinking about? Where are you right now in terms of the geography of the pool, Dan? Where would you be if you're in heat 10 and this is heat 7?
You'd be in call room, so you'd all be ready. You probably, so call room is where they, I guess, put you in your lane places. And it is, I mean, everyone watching TV now, you cannot see where call room is, but it's right under the Aquatics GB boards there. It's right behind that, under the athlete stands. And there's a TV in there, obviously the seats. And I guess that's where all the athletes try to psych each other out.
Do they really? The monkeys. Never do that myself. That's an interesting one. We'll talk about that in a second. Lane 3 has scratched, so there's going to be an empty lane in lane 3 in this heat 7. So the 7th heat of 10 heats of the men's 400 freestyle. Interesting that if you do have a scratch, nobody's swimming in a lane next to you, would you prefer that, or would you prefer the lane to be full, Dan?
I quite liked it because it meant there's clear water. So obviously you don't want too much splash around you, because swimming through splash is quite hard. Obviously it slows you down. It's other people's waves. So I think if you've got space next to you, that means you can kind of make the water your own.
Well, they're certainly going well down this first 75. I've got to say, they all look very comfortable. There's no absolute bolters down this first 100 metres. Working well in lane 7. Cam Rapson of University of Stirling. They've had a couple of great swimmers early in the first morning of heats this morning. It looks like Rapson will be first to turn. He is. Second in lane 4 is Maxwell Adams of Wickham and District. And up there going very well up in 1 is Lucas Gallant-Tracy of Mount Kelly again. Another junior. Gosh, they're having a good morning, aren't they? But very comfortable. Closest to us, the Black Cat. Just have a look at that stroke for us down here in lane 7. Cameron Rapson of University of Stirling.
Yeah, he's breathing every 2, Cameron is there. Now, I used to breathe every 2 doing a 1500, but also seeing here on TV a very good underwater work. Working past the 5 metre mark, which is what you want. You are faster underwater. But going back to the breathing, he's breathing every 2. I used to try and breathe every 3 to try to conserve your oxygen. Now, as the race goes on, you get more tired, you need more oxygen. You don't want to be breathing every 1 because you're not going to be going very fast at all. But breathing every 2, I mean, every athlete's different.
Yeah, I don't think we see any other water polo strokers every 1 pretty much, isn't it? But every 2, kind of standard 2s and 3s. Some people go 4s on sprint. In fact, I think the big sprinters, they don't breathe at all on the 50s, do they? I mean, that's quite extraordinary. So 225 right now. What are they feeling right now, Dan? And they've gone 225 metres. They've got still 175 to go, 150 at this turn. 3 more lengths. How are they feeling?
They are starting to burn now. They probably started to burn already, but definitely on this 300, as we've said a few times now, they're picking it up. They're really going to be putting most of their energy in this. Maxwell Adams really pulling through here on this 300. He's obviously paced it very well. They'd be training for this as well, so they'd be doing 400s all the time in training. Not necessarily as a 400 swim, but they'd be doing, I guess, the 3100s and trying to pace each 100 different.
30.
Yeah, it's just a textbook. It's a textbook session for swimmers. It's a killer.
Wow. Well, there's 100 metres to go, and he's going really well. That 50 was under 30 seconds and 100 metres to go. Turned in 2:57.0, so we could see a 2:56 or even faster here from Maxwell Adams. And he went to 200 pretty comfortably, but that third 100, he's really worked wonderfully well. And he looks good, starting to look a little bit tired maybe. Dan, what do you think?
Yeah, I can see his stroke starting to shorten a little bit. If on this last length, if you can just hold on for that win, I think we could see a 3:56. But still a good underwater. He didn't make it past 5 metres. You want to get your feet past 5 metres. That's the ideal. But he's still looking pretty good. But he is tiring in this last 30.
Well,
he's still looking good.
Yeah, sorry, Dan. I was just saying a full second slower on that previous 50 than the one before that. So he is tiring, but he's gone well. He's gone very well. There's a charge coming, and coming pretty strongly in 6 and 7. But Maxwell Adams is going to hold on. Is he going to go, what, 3:57.9? That's very good. Well, 4 minutes, 0.9 was his lifetime best. And I've got to tell you, that's a really, really gutsy swim from Maxwell Adams. Very gutsy indeed, because he worked that third 50. Well, Dan, you like to see that. You were telling us you like to see that third 100 metres worked well, but my word, he pushed that fantastically well.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I am pushing for the third 100, but also you don't win the race there. You win the race in the last 5 metres of the last stroke, I guess, of the fourth 100, you know. So it's all about tactics, and I guess that's why I love distance swimming.
There's tactics in the 100. I'll have to teach you about those fairly shortly. 100 fly. It's a proper event, the 100 fly, let me tell you.
Well, we are listening to the 1988 Olympic bronze medalist in the 100 fly, so you know exactly what you're talking about with that one, Andy.
Yeah, that's good. Swim up, swim back, get out, have a shower. Perfect. As long as you've done it quickly. So that's heat 7. Maxwell Adams wins it. 3 guys under 4 minutes. None of them were seeded under 4 minutes. That's amazing. That's super swimming. That was heat 7. So the last of the uncycle seeded heats, they cycle seed the last 2 heats on the 400s, the last 3 heats in the 200s and the 100s and the 50s. So that means the fastest, well, in this, the fastest 20 swimmers will be evenly distributed across the last 2 heats. So you don't get all the fast guys in the last heat. And this is heat 8. This third last heat. Jacob Goodman of Atlantis Swimming Club. What to say, I've not heard of Atlantis Swimming Club before. Got a lifetime best, Dan. Unbelievably quick.
I used to swim against Jacob all the time, Andy. He's a fantastic athlete. So talking about Atlantis Swimming Club, Andy, where do you think that is? Where's the city of Atlantis? Anyone who knows back home, get in touch.
Yeah. What's your social media handle, Dan? I can message you. Mind you, you don't respond to your social media, do you?
Oh, let's not answer that one. Let's not go into that conversation. Very good. But Atlantis Swimming Club here, Jacob Goodman, first to 50, 26.81. That's a very quick first 50.
Well, I've been reliably informed by Mr. Bailey, John Bailey, our illustrious leader, that the Atlantis Swim Club is in Sussex. Quite where in Sussex, I don't know, but it's in Sussex anyway. And he's right in the centre there in lane number 4. Horsham. There we go. Thank you, John. Always rely on Mr. Bailey. Fantastic producer of swimming around the world. Produced the International Swimming League. He does all of that stuff for the World Cup and the World Aquatics. He does Adam Peaty's stuff. He's right at the top of his game. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you John Bailey. Yeah, I'll give you my bank account details in a minute, John. But this is heat 8 of the men's 400 metres freestyle. Going out quickly down there in lane 1 is Matt Baker of University of Bath. 7th in the 2024 junior final of the 400 metres freestyle. But it looks like he's starting to step up here. Now 20 years of age, and this is a good first half, you've got to say. He's looking good, and outside lanes here going pretty well here down in lanes 1 and 9. Sam Cook closest to us, University of Birmingham, down this first half of his 200.
Yeah, I'm talking about Matthew Baker here. He's swimming the race very similar to how Jimmy Guy swims it. You know, we'll be watching Jimmy in the next few heats, but I remember swimming against Jimmy at the 2018 Commonwealth Games, and he went out, well, the first 200 he was under world record pace, and trust me, I was next to him. It does not feel good when you are behind that.
It must scare the kahooches out of you, because I suppose if you're expecting a well-balanced race and suddenly you're sitting on the feet and even maybe behind the feet of somebody next to you, it must really scare. But this guy's going really well, Matt Baker, up there in lane 1. Look at that, right at the top of your shot, just on the left-hand side. Going very well indeed.
Yeah, he's flying here on this 300. He's looking really strong. He's long in the water. He looks 9 foot tall, which is exactly what you want. Coming into this last 100 now, I think he's going to be holding the lead here. I think he's actually going to extend his lead here.
Well, he's got 100 to go, and he's 2:55.9 already. Well, his seeded time's 4 minutes. He's going to go well inside that. I think he could go very close to a 3:55 flat if he can keep this going. He's going to his legs. Discipline now, Dan. What do you think about it? I mean, the burn must be screaming through your body. What sort of things do you try and concentrate on when you've got to hold your stroke?
Well, I think adrenaline is getting him through this now. Obviously, he's trained for this a lot back home, but in his last length now, he'd done that last 50 in a 30.29. I think he backed off a little bit on that last 50 there. This last 50 now, I think he's going to go under the 30-second mark, but he's looking strong. I think we'll see him again tonight, and so I think maybe he will back off now, but he is looking really strong going into this last 15.
Well, he's way ahead. He must be about 3 or 4 metres ahead of Makar Yako of Portsmouth, but Matt Baker of University of Bath, this is a great swim, huge lifetime best. The time is 3:56.01, so he went very well down that first 200, pushed the third one really well, and came back in just 60 seconds, 3:56.01, with a lifetime best before that of 4 minutes 0.3. So over 4 second lifetime best from Matt Baker of University of Bath. That's a brilliant swim. Makar Yakno's second for Portsmouth. 4 swimmers under 4 minutes. Morgan Davis of Mount Kelly, super from him, the 18-year-old. in lane number 6. Another lifetime best for him. Really great swimming. 4th was Sam Sterry, also under 4 minutes. So some super swimming, and that's heat 8. So the fastest 2 heats now coming up, and well, the fireworks are really going to be starting. There's some big guns in these final 2 heats, and with only 2 seeded heats, there's going to be a lot of looking around and a lot of cat and mouse going on, but you can't be slow in this one because the final heat is stacked. This is heat 9 of 10. Right in the centre there, Jack McMillan swimming so well. Olympic gold medalist on that 4x2. There's in lane 1, that's Arthur Logan. In 2, David Annis. 3's, here's Luke Hornsey in 3, and then Jack McMillan. Black hat, black suit, right in the centre there. European short course champion, 400 free. Olympic gold medalist, 4x2 from the heats. What can he do here, Dan?
His first Olympian of the week, Andy.
Second last heat, men's 4 free. McMillan in 4. I'll just give you a couple of others of the big guns. Sean McCann is very quick from Loughborough University in 5. Super distance swimmer he is. 3 minutes 50.6 his lifetime best. With Charlie Hutchinson, he's been training in the States in Florida. He's in lane 6. Very hard to come back from. They've just swum the National Collegiate Championships, the college nationals over there in the 25-yard pool, and to go from that to this, the 50-metre pool, awfully difficult. Only a couple of weeks gap, so interesting to see how McMillan goes here tactically, Dan. I'm fascinated to know. He's got one job to do, I suppose, simply said, make the final.
Yeah, I think Jack knows. I mean, you never know with swimming, but I think Jack knows he's pretty safe getting to the final tonight. I think he could just be having a little bit of a play this morning. I guess he can just test the water, like literally test the water a little bit this morning, and just see how he's feeling, loosen up. First race of the week, 55.00. Gosh, that's very good. I think he'll probably be aiming for a good 351, 350, maybe 350.
Wow. Well, off a 55 flat start, it's a very good. Doesn't he look so easy, so long and strong? The Northern Irishman now training in Stirling. He'll be going to the Commonwealth Games, I'm sure, for Northern Ireland. I don't actually know the Commonwealth qualification rules for the Northern Ireland team, so it'd be interesting to see if anyone out there can send them to me. I'll be very grateful. I'll read them out for you just to make sure. But a super swimmer, and when he swam the heats of the men's 4x2 at the Olympic Games, and then passed on to the 4 quicker swimmers for the final. And of course, that's men's 4x2 for Team Great Britain, winning their 2nd straight 4x2 free relay Olympic gold medal. And the heat swimmers get Olympic gold as well. So 55 flat at the 100, and he's just gone 58.2 for the second 100 meters. So he looks pretty comfortable there.
Yeah, I think he's gonna hold it for this 100. Maybe accelerate a little bit on the last 100. So I think we'll probably see a bit quicker than 352 actually.
And that's interesting, Dan, because you said work the third 100 for many of them, but you say on this one you think Jack, being a bit of a superstar, he may be able to just hold it on the third 100?
Because I think he knows he's safe into tonight if he does. So obviously he's going to be doing a 400 again tonight. 400 is not an easy race. He doesn't want to use all his energy this morning. He wants to be keeping it. Good swimmer next to him as well. Luke Hornsey, David Annis in lane 2. They're having a good scrap as well.
Well, it's going to be tight to make this final because there's a really big next heat. 100 metres to go in the second last heat of the men's 400 metres freestyle. And Jack McMillan looks wonderful. My word, he looks so smooth. Look at that, beautiful. Look at that glide. Boom. Really good. Going with him is Luke Hornsey of Loughborough. Going well. Up there in lane 2 as well as David Annis of University of Stirling. And the scrap for the final places in this final this evening. It's going to be a very close race for those 6th, 7th and 8th positions, Dan, but look at this. McMillan looks very comfortable.
Yeah, we are seeing Luke level off with him here. I think these 2 boys, especially the front 2 boys, are going to be safe getting into tonight. I mean, we never know. The next heat could be rapid, but coming into this last 25, It's a good scrap. Jack is obviously looking at Luke here. Luke can't see. This last 5, who's going to take it? Jack McMillan. Led from the start.
Well, he did look comfortable, didn't he, all the way through, and you were thinking it might be 3:52, 3:51. He's gone 3:49.9, and a new lifetime best for Luke Hornsey in second, 3:50.15. Well, that's 1.5 second lifetime best to qualify surely for that big final this evening, Luke. Great swim for him in second. Annis in third, McCann in fourth. So they're going to have to wait to see how quick this final heat goes. But didn't he look comfortable? Just responded when Luke Hornsey tried to push him.
He looked how you expect an Olympic gold medalist to look, didn't he?
Actually, that's a very good point. I agree. There we go. There's confirmation of the results of the 9th of 10 heats of the men's 400 free. McMillan wins it. It's quick for a heat from Britain. 3:49.9. Hornsey second, Annis third, McCann fourth, with Hutchison fifth. So McCann's got a decent chance of making the final, as has Annis. But we'll have to wait to see, because the final heat is stacked. Absolutely stacked. Here we go, the final heat, and we've got the British record holder, 3 times Olympic champion, James Guy, going in 4. Tyler Melbourne Smith in 5, swimming brilliantly at the moment, the youngster. I'm saying youngster, he's 21, but he's still learning his trade. There he is, with Mike Frank on his hat. That's Jimmy Guy, 3-time Olympic champion, the British record holder in this 400 metres freestyle, set back in 2015 in Kazan at the World Championships. In 3, Kieran Bird, another Olympic champion, some of the heats of that men's 4x2. 2 Olympic gold medalists in 1 heat of 400 metres freestyle, Dan. Wow.
Doesn't that sound intimidating for the others?
It really does. It really does. It's quite a stacked field, I've got to say, but it'd be interesting to see. They've only got to go 3:51 to make the final. 3:52 maybe would still get in it, so they don't have to go super fast, and I suppose a little bit of a challenge that, just exactly how to pace it. It's not particularly easy. That was a very, very good swim indeed from Jack McMillan in that second last heat, and he'll be watching now, and watching very carefully. James Guy, the British record holder, right at the centre in that white hat. It's also going well. One name closer to is stalking him in the black hat is Tyler Melbourne Smith. And in 3, Kieran Bird up there in the white hat. And these 3 guys going through the first 100 and looking pretty comfortable. And delighted actually to be joined by Jack McMillan. Jack, congratulations on that heat. You look so smooth and so comfortable. Was it as comfortable as it looked?
I think 400 freestyle heats is always a little bit tough, but yeah, I mean, still learning the event, to be honest. Like, I only started really properly doing it this time last year. Obviously, short course was really good for me in this event, so just trying to replicate that in the long course.
And you went 3:49.9. Is that what you were looking for in the heats?
Yeah, just trying to control the first 200 and then just go through the gears, shift through the gears, and really work that back in a little bit, and yeah, comfortably enough.
Well, indeed. Well, it's fantastic that you're in the commentary box with us, watching this final heat, and you're watching Jimmy Guy, Tyler Melbourne Smith, Kieran Bird, 2 Olympic gold medalists, fellow gold medalists of yours from that 4x2. What do you think at the moment with this 200? They're through in 1:54.1.
Yeah, I mean, they look pretty smooth. I think they're just kind of working off each other at this point, and then they'll probably start shifting through the gears, back towards the back half.
And would you prefer to be in the heat that you were in, the second last heat, or would you prefer to be in the final heat, knowing what the previous heat's gone? What would your preference be?
Yeah, I mean, obviously the last heat is nice because you get to kind of see what everyone's done, but I don't really mind, to be honest, because we just kind of swim our own race, and especially in the heats anyway.
Jack, we've been talking a lot in the commentary box this morning about the third 100. Is that something you focus on as well?
Yeah, I think the third 100 is like a tricky one, because if you push it too hard, you're going to feel it, on that back half. So for me, it's more working the last 350s rather than the third 100.
Oh, it is interesting. And this race, look how close it is. My word, 5, 6 of them all in a row. Looks like Jimmy Guy just about leading. Yes, he is, but it's really close. You've got Harry Wynne-Jones in there. You've got Melbourne Smith and the black hat just one leg closer from the leader. But this is very close indeed. Did you expect 6 guys all to be in a row in this final heat here, Jack?
Yeah, I kind of knew the 400 free is getting more depth again. I think it was really good, you know, a couple of years ago, and then it kind of just tailed off, I like to say, but then now it's starting to really pick up in the depth, and maybe that's just because the 100 and 200s really help with that, and obviously, you know, the distance guys as well.
And we watched you do a wonderful European Short Course Championship and won the gold medal there in December. How did that affect how you're swimming here on the 400s and the 200s?
Yeah, it's like I said before, I'm just trying to like learn the race again, and you know, really putting that into my training as the 400, and you know, working down from that.
Brilliant. Well, that's Jack McMillan, won the previous heat in 3:49.9. This is very close indeed, and these are all 3:51s. So it looks like Harry Wynne-Jones wins at 3:51.39. 5 100s back is Tyler Melbourne Smith in second. Third was James Guy. So you're going to be in lane 4, Jack, in the final fastest, and either side of you, you're going to have Harry Wynne-Jones in 5. And in 3, Tyler Melbourne Smith, and you won't be next to Jimmy Guy. Did you expect that?
I think, yeah, you just don't know what Jimmy's going to do, to be honest. But yeah, no, that's great. Yeah, we're all in a really good spot, and yeah, see what tonight brings.
Well, fantastic. Well done this morning. What are you looking for tonight, just quickly?
Time-wise, mate?
Yeah, anything. Time-wise?
Well, I want to win.
Well, yeah, there you go.
There you go.
What do you think we'll take to win it? Because Jimmy Guy looks pretty good shape at the moment.
3:45 maybe, somewhere
really?
around there. Somewhere around there, yeah.
Well, the qualifying time for the European Championships 3:46.5, so that looks fairly comfortable, I would say.
Yeah. Hopefully, yeah.
Very good. Well, Jack, we're going to let you go. There we go. Just confirmation of the results. Then, Jack, you're in fastest with Hornsey next to you, and Annis, Harry Wynne-Jones, Tyler Melbourne Smith, Jimmy Guy only in 6th fastest. So what is he going to be? 4.536.27 he's going to be in. My word, that's going to be a great final. McCann's made it. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, cheers. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, very good. You're a great swimmer as well. Great talker, excuse me. Fantastic talker. Good luck tonight.
Yeah, cheers. Thank you.
Alrighty, well done. Well done. That was Jack McMillan, Olympic champion from the men's 4x200 metres freestyle relay, and fastest qualifier for the heats from the heats this morning through to the finals tonight, the 400 metres freestyle. Very good indeed. What a great chatter as well he is, isn't he?
3:52.55, 8th into the final, Andy. That is going to be crazy rapid this tonight.
Well, Jimmy Guy in 6th. I mean, that's going to... he's going to go 3:45, 3:44 maybe.
I mean, as Jack just said, he's pretty unpredictable when you're in a race with him, especially in the 400 freestyle, because even though he's amazing at it and British record holder, he's still quite new to it, if I'm honest. He used to do it years ago. He had a break from it, and now he's come back to it.
Just having Jimmy Guy walk past, he's just given us a great big wink and a great big smile. Kieran Bird, his Olympic champion teammate, both of them having a little chat as they walk past us on the poolside here. And that was very good swimming indeed. Did it go as you expected there, Dan?
Yeah, that was good. That was a lot quicker than I thought it was going to be. I mean, we knew it was going to be good, but that was very good.
And it's going to go up several notches in the final, I've got to tell you. It's going to be such a cracking race this evening. Can't wait for that. This is Heat 1 of the women's 200 metres butterfly. 8 heats. And those last couple of heats again, absolutely stacked. This is Heat 1. Lily Stansfield of Harrogate District Swimming Club. She's the fastest seed. Helen Hutchison of University of Stirling goes in 5, with Rachel Hornby of Swansea University Swim Club in 6. Swansea University Swim Club, Dan, is there a university program and a swimming club program there in Swansea?
Yes, coached by Hayley Baker, who sat in the stands. So married to actually my coach, Adam Baker. So I did swim for Swansea University, but I swim under the Swim Wales High Performance Centre. So there is a difference. You train at different times. They actually train just after us.
There you go. I think I understood that. It's two teams swim together, but one after the other.
Pretty much. Pretty much, yeah. But this 200 fly, now Andy, this is the event when people ask you what you're doing this week and you say the 200 fly, 9 times out of 10 everyone's reaction is, ooh, that's a killer. And you're like, yeah, it is one of the hardest events.
One of the hardest. There's an interesting statement. What is the hardest?
Well, I'm pretty biased. I'd say the 1500. Let's be honest. It is, isn't it?
It's hard to argue. I mean, the chat always does go 1500 free, 400 medley, 200 fly. Which one would you like to do the least? And I've got to tell you, I don't know. It was absolutely horrific to me. Or 400 medley, easy one? No. There's some great swimming down here in lane 8. This is fabulous stuff at the moment. That's Henrietta Chick of Winsford Swimming Club. I've got to tell you, I don't know where Winsford is, but they've got a fantastic female 200 fly swimmer here. She's just a youngster, just 17 years of age, down in lane 8, and she's going very well. Starting to come through right at the centre now is Lily Stansfield, but the young lass from Cheshire, from Winsford Swimming Club, is Henrietta Chick, still just about leading and leading well here with about 20 metres to go in this first heat of, I believe, is it 8 heats it is, of women's 200 fly. Also going well in the centre is Lily Stansfield in 4, and in 2 Amy Jones. But look at this from Henrietta Chick. Is she going to get the touch? It's close. Oh, just missing out the touch by 9/100ths. But from lane 8, that's an outstanding swim. 2:22.26 in second place. A new lifetime best from Henrietta Chick. Well done. And right in the centre there, Lily Stansfield touched first, 2:22.1. Good from her. Another lifetime best in the centre to win it.
Yeah, these young girls, this, as we said earlier, this could be the first time they're ever swimming in this pool. You know, they all look pretty happy with that. They should be. You know, taking the win there is Lily Stansfield. It's very close between 1 and 2 there. 2:22.17 to 2:22.26. 0.09 in between it. And they can't even see each other. They're looking forward, so they didn't know where each other were, especially on that last length. Amy Jones there from Leatherhead, 2:23.10.
Yeah, Jones in third. Good swimming from her too. So heat 2 of 8 heats of women's 2 fly. Fastest seed is Jessica Lyons of City of Leicester in lane 4. Mia Hughes of Bromley in 5. Lauren Berry, Wirral Metro in 6. Another swimmer from the Ellesmere College's Ella Faulkner going in 3. Great to see the Ellesmere College programme back on and in fine shape. So it's heat 2 of 8 of women's 2 fly. Jessica Lyons right in the centre for the City of Leicester. Possibly the best start. Interesting, coming right at the top there. There is lane 0 is Nancy Knight, and lane 1 Evelyn Toy of Bristol and South Gloucestershire Swimming Club possibly had the best start. And on 200 fly, on the distance events, Dan, it used to be you didn't bother with a start, you just get in and then start swimming. But the focus nowadays on every single aspect, all the technical aspects of these races. 200 fly may be deemed to be distance necessarily, but you've got to hit your starts and your turns as well. The technical stuff. How much did you focus as a distance freestyle on those fine technical details?
Well, the dive is probably the least important thing in a distance event, I would say, because it just takes up such a small bit. In a sprint, the dive is very important, because if you muck up the dive, you've lost the race pretty much.
If you lose the race by a 10th and you've done a rubbish dive,
that's annoying, isn't it? But I think with the distance events, I think a lot of it does come down to the turns, the underwater work, because if you think about it, in a 1500, if you add half a second on every turn, that's very small. If you add half a second on every turn, it's 30 turns. By the end of it, you've added 15 seconds.
Yeah, 29 turns.
29 turns.
Just to be technical.
I wasn't good at maths, everyone.
That's fine. See, if you did 30 turns, that means you would have finished on your feet, Dan. That's probably, I mean, you could, if you'd just come that little bit quicker. I tell you what, you weren't bad. My goodness me. Olympic finalist, 1500 freestyle, European Championship finalist, Commonwealth medalist. How many 1500s do you reckon you swam in your lifetime?
I wouldn't say that many, actually, because I didn't start doing them until quite late on in my career. So I'd probably say about 30, which is a lot. But we are seeing a good swim here from Mia Hughes. She's breathing every stroke, so it looks hard, but she's really digging into this final last 15. She's looking strong. She's well ahead of the rest of the field. I think we could see a 2:20 maybe here, which would be a PB. Is she going to be 2:19? Over a 3-second PB. That is a fantastic swim there from Mia Hughes from Bromley. Silver, Jessica Lyons, City of Leicester, and third, Evelyn Toy. 2:23.13. That is a 3.48 second personal best there from Mia Hughes.
That's exceptional, isn't it? From the 17-year-olds. Well done. Bromley Swimming Club's Mia Hughes comes to the Aquatics GB 2026 National Championships and goes a 3.48 second lifetime best. She was a 2:22 200 flyer. Now she's a 2:19 200 flyer. Lyons second, Toy third, Ward fourth, with Berry fifth and Brown sixth. What a swim.
Another one of those barriers broken, like we said earlier.
And smashed.
Smashed. Oh, a second.
I wonder if you come into the championships on a 2:22 and you think, oh, 2:21 would be fabulous. And you go 2:19.00. Are you unhappy with 2:19.00 because you could have gone 2:18.99?
No, I don't think so. Over a 3-second PB, I'd be on the lane rope. Fist bumping that.
Yeah, hopefully on the lane rope. You don't want to miss it, do you? Glug, glug, glug. So, Heat 3, women's 2-fly. Zara Davis, Manchester Metropolitan University in lane 4. Benjamin Belt of Plymouth College Aquatics. They've got a good programme down there. Hattie Lever of Whitney and District. Some new places I don't know coming through. Atlantis, I found out, is down in Horsham. So this is the third heat of the women's 200 metres butterfly. And heat 8 has withdrawn, so there's clear water between lanes 7 and 9. 7 is Lily Grover of the Royal Wolverhampton School, and 9 is Alicia Bethel of Wickham and District. And a good start in 7 from Lily Grover. Looks like she's leading down this first 50, breathing every 2 strokes and then 1. That keeps her body nice and flat. Try and keep your chin on the water so you don't use too much energy going up and down. Use all your energy to be going forward if you can.
Yes, the first 100, of course, she's breathing every 2. We might see her breathe every 1 on that last 50. That is something they will be working on back home in training. Andy, as a 100 fly swimmer, what did you used to do, breathing-wise? Do you used to breathe every 1, every 2, every 3?
I'd go 3, 2, 3, 2 down the first 50, and then I'd go every stroke because I figured oxygen was free.
Yeah, it is.
And I needed it. I have to say, I probably wouldn't do that nowadays. I mean, it's a little old-fashioned style, I think. I think now, if you can get your body positioned nice and flat and keep your head down, you should be able to train to not need to breathe every stroke. But look at this. This is great discipline. She's gone out fast, and she's still going well here in lane number 7. That's Lily Grover of Royal Wolverhampton School. It's such a tough event, this one, down, because if you do go out a little too quick, you really can suffer down the second 100 metres. And she's looking tired, but hanging on well.
She is looking very good, but she is looking tired, as you just said. And in a 200 flight, if you go out too quick, it can be game over. But come on, she can do this. She is looking good, but as we said, she is looking tight. But her arms are still coming out of the water pretty well, so... But the other girls are catching her slowly.
Still good discipline, though. Look how close her chin is to the water. I mean, she looks awfully tired, but she's holding well. She's still moving well. Still going well up the top there now is Lily Lambert of Leatherhead. She's coming back, and 1 lane closer to Lily Grover is Evie Cutter of Wigan Best. And it looks like the Wigan swimmer in lane 6, Evie Cutter's just starting to take the lead. They're all coming back here, right at the top there. Lily Lambert, is she going to get it? She does. 2:21.6 wins it. That's Lily Lambert of Leatherhead from Evie Cutter second. Evangeline Belt in lane 5 from Plymouth College was third. And Lily Grover just paying a little bit for that early pace, but a great gutsy swim. Got to admire the attack down that first 125, 150, and just paid a little bit for that early pace, but super swimming from the winner there was Lily Lambert's right at the top.
We say that she did obviously tire in that last 50 there, but she could be trying a new technique. Like that's you learn by making your mistakes. I'm not saying that was a mistake. I thought she swam excellent there, but that last 50 obviously hurt. Now that's something she can go back to a coach with and work on. Lily Lambert taking the win there from Leatherhead, 2:21.63. Second, Evie Cutter, and third, Evangeline Bell from Plymouth, 2:23.43.
2 100ths behind her, Dan. Madeline Hind very close indeed for third and fourth. What a heat. Huge changes in the lead all through that race, certainly down that last 25 metres. Here's heat 4. Fastest seed is Emily Toms of Swansea University. Swansea. Dan, what a dart.
Sit OT for all my Welsh people out there, they know what I just said. How are you, by the way?
Is that?
Sit OT, how are you doing?
Yeah, you're fluent, mate. Very cunning linguist. The starter holding them a little bit longer than has been in the previous heats. Just have to make sure that everyone's still. You're not allowed to let them go until everyone's absolutely still. So these start right at the top there from Holly Hopwood of Guildford City Swimming Club. Looking good down the first 30. Pretty important on this two fly not to use too much energy down the first 50 metres if you can. Just try and get easy speed and a little bit of a glide into that turn there from Holly right at the top. But easy speed is an interesting concept, Dan.
Yeah, and that applies to most swimming events. We use that in training a lot. So easy speed is as fast as you can go, as easy as you can make it.
So just let it flow and flow beautifully, easily, as little effort as you can. And they're probably going about to, what, probably 80-85% down that first 100, just starting to work it into this turn. And when you get the likes of the big superstars, the global superstars like, well, Marchand of France from that Olympic gold medalist performance, Michael Phelps, this third 50 for them. You were talking about the third 100 on the 400 freestyle, the third 50 on the two fly. It's brutal, but to push it here, so important.
Yeah, I guess it's the same in every event. You know, the third, I guess 25%, the third length is in every event is where people start to drop off. But I am noticing here, Andy, there's 3 swimmers here that are distance swimmers. So Darcy Smith, she's a 1500 swimmer. Emily Toms from Swansea University is a distance swimmer. Chloe Bernard is another distance swimmer. When I say distance, it's 800 and 1500. It is interesting to see the amount of distance swimmers, freestylers, that do 200 fly. I used to swim with a guy called Tom Allen, and that's what he used to do. Hector Pardo, our 10k distance freestyler. He's excellent at 200 fly.
Yes, actually, he was meant to be swimming here on the 400 freestyle, decided to withdraw. I hope he's okay, but haven't heard how he is. But lane number 3, Evie Young's coming through very well down this last 50 of this 200 fly. Another Mount Kelly swimmer, another junior, 18-year-old, and she's going to just get second place. A 2:20.4 from her in second place. That's Evie Young. Holly Hopwood, well, she had a wonderful start, did Holly. There's she, a great smile as well, look at that. And that's because she's just done a lifetime best by 1.3 seconds. Well done. Holly Hopwood in lane 0 wins it. Don't see that very often.
No, outside smoker. The way they do these heats is they always put the fastest swimmer, the fastest seed in lane 4. So it makes an arrow shape. So to see an outside smoker win, and then that just shows how close these girls are. Outside smoker Holly Hopwood from Guildford, 2:20, taking the win. Followed closely by Evie Young, 2:20.42. And then Erin Hawkins from the city of Birmingham, 2:21.43. Swansea University, Emily Toms, in 2:21.74. middle lane in 4th place. Great swim there from all the girls.
Well, it was, but to see the winner come from lane 0, I think that's the first lane 0 winner we've had so far. Lovely smile from Holly Hopwood. 1.3 second lifetime best from her. So that's heat 4. There's only 8 heats, so we're over halfway now in this women's 2-fly. Then we've got the men's 100 metres breaststroke. What an event that's going to be. And I wonder whether we will see for the first time ever in Britain 4 men under 60 seconds for 100 metres breaststroke. I don't think they'll all do it in the heats, but they could well do it in the final. And it's the return of Mr. Peaty, the greatest 100 metres breaststroker in history. World record holder by a mile. Extraordinary. This heat 5 of 8 heats of women's 200 fly. Fastest 3 heats coming up, the cycle seeded heats. 5 juniors in this, 8 juniors in the previous heat. European Junior Championships is coming up in July in Munich, and the team will be selected from these championships. The racers, each event has their own qualification standard, and it's pretty tough. This one, in the women's 200 fly, is a very rapid 2:12.5. 2:12 for 200 fly for a female junior. My word. But it's 5 juniors in this one, in lanes 0, 2, 3, 5 and 6. And in lane 0, right at the top there, leading Alice Forrest of Derwentside and Gateshead swim team. And like the previous heat, where we had Holly Hopwood win it from lane 0, Alice Forrest going very well at the top there, as is in lane 2, Alyssa Lowe of Leicester.
Also Oriana Wheeler from Swansea Aquatics in Swansea University, sorry, because there's so many Swanseas here. In lane 8, she's looking really good. And of course, like, one of our best ever 200 fly swimmers comes from Swansea, so Alice Thomas. So a teammate of mine. Best race I've ever watched, Andy. 200 fly final at the 2018 Commonwealth Games in Birmingham, where she took the gold. Best race I have ever watched in my life.
That was extraordinary, wasn't it? It was on the Gold Coast in Australia.
It was. What a lovely place to have a games as well.
Yes, it was fabulous, although I do remember it raining particularly hard one day, and we were commentating. It was open air pool, and we were commentating outside, and when you've got electronics and you're commentating, it's not the greatest thing to have happen to you, when it absolutely monsoon chucked it down. But interesting challenge.
That was my day as well. That was the day I was up.
It was your day.
Yeah.
It was the Dan Jervis day.
Fortunately, I'm a freestyler, so my head was down in the water, so I didn't know if it was raining or not. I didn't care. But the backstrokers I felt sorry for.
To be honest, I used to swim backstroke internationally, and as long as it doesn't hail, that's the one that gets you. It feels like lots of little pinpricks, but rain is fine. Used to train outdoors for 5 years, and it's fine. Sophia Gledhill, speaking of swimming well, up there in lane 1. Is she going to get the touch? She does. Well done. 2:19.28. That's a great swim from her. I think that's the second fastest time we've seen so far. So Sophia Gledhill of University of Surrey wins it. Second, Iris Hurst of Warrington. Third, Alyssa Lowe of Leicester. That's a very good second 100 metres. Her turns were also very good indeed, Sophia Gledhill.
Earlier we were talking to Paul Noble about the power swimmers finishing on that good arm. Before I ask that question, Andy, I'm just going to run through this. So Sophia Gledhill taking the win there, 2:19.28. Iris Hurst, 2:19, and then followed closely by Alyssa Lowe, 2:20.14.
I think you were just about to either ask me a question or ask you a question. I'm not quite sure which. We'll come back to that in a second. So heat 6, the first of the cycle seeded heats, and we've got some big guns in here. Lucy Grieve, 5th last year. She's in lane 5. Kira Schlossen in 4. Lucy Grieve in 3. Schlossen in 4. Shannon Stott goes in 5. This, well, very quick indeed. Lifetime best for Kira Schlossen. Need to say that slowly. Kira Schlossen. Edinburgh University. Lifetime best of 2:08.6. The European qualification standard is 2:07.96. So she needs a lifetime best this evening. Got to do it in the finals to qualify for the European Championships. And they'll be held in August this year in Paris, in the pool where the Olympics was held, but not the swimming. It's where the diving was and the synchronized swimming, artistic. Amazing pool there. It's beautiful. Did you get to go over and watch any of the stuff at the other pool? The pool in where was it? It wasn't La Défense, was it?
No, La Défense was the swimming stadium. It was unbelievable. No, I didn't get to see any other sports. I was the last day in this pool as well, so I couldn't have any fun watching it.
I was going to ask you a question about that. Maybe we'll get into it in one of the longer freestyle races, but the hanging around and waiting at a major championship because your race is on the last day, and it must be so tough to do that. But maybe that's one for another day. Look at the excellent swimming in lane number 4 here from Kira Schlossen of Edinburgh University. 4th at these championships last year, and Lucy Grieve 1 lane up from her, also going well from Sterling. She was 5th last year, and these two, well, vying for places in the final. Very good discipline, head down on the first stroke, and then breathing twos, trying to keep her body nice and flat. Let's see how much distance there is between her chin and the water. Not a lot, it's good. Use your energy to drive yourself forward on that breathing stroke.
Yeah, Lucy Grieve there definitely has, I'd probably say, has the better underwater work there. She really caught up Chiara there on that second turn. How is she going to do on this third turn? Chiara really is taking the lead here, though. 135.21, long under the water, as we talked about earlier. Feet past the flags, which is what you want. The longer you're underwater, the quicker you are. Obviously, you're using more oxygen.
As long as you're in a streamlined position, that's certainly true.
You want to look like a pencil.
There you go. Very good indeed. Well, look at this final 50. This is excellent. Kira Schlossen, she looks very good indeed. It looks like she's practicing the back end of this 200 metres fly for this evening, and this is very impressive. Schlossen in lane 4. What's she gone? 2:08.75. That's 15/100ths outside of her lifetime best in the heats this morning. And I've got to say, she looked like she was just practicing her tactics there, and looked like she left a little bit for that final 50. She finished so strong. Really impressive.
She probably was. She probably was practicing for tonight. You know, that wasn't 100% for her. That's what she looked good finishing. Not many people look good at the end of a 200 fly. You know, she wants to save a bit for tonight. 200 flies a hard event, and she's got to replicate that tonight. So
Kira Schlossen of Edinburgh University, 2:08.75, right on her lifetime best. Very good heat, and she's got a cracking chance of going to the 2:07.96, which is the qualification standard for the European Championships this evening. Got to do it in the final. Stott 2nd, Grieve 3rd, Amelia Fenner 4th of Basildon. Good swim from her. Used to swim with her dad, Martin. Right, Martin? Lovely guy. Lovely East End boy. Spent some time actually up in, I think up in the northeast for a while. So here we go, heat 7 of 8 heats of the men's 200 metres butterfly, women's 200 metres butterfly, my word. And look at this, lane 8 is Faye Rogers, the S10 Paralympic athlete, pre-selected for the European Championships on this. I think actually on a 100 fly, I think she is. Paul Noble will be joining us. Emily Richards right in the centre from Manchester Performance, the fastest seed. Lifetime best of 2:07.3. Edie Price in 5. So this 200 fly, not a power event this year, but certainly right in the centre. Emily Richards, well, she'll be looking for that European qualification time of 2:07.96, which is over half a second slower than her lifetime best. She started well right in the centre, but Paul Noble, excellent, brilliant Olympic medalist, Paralympic medalist on the, well, so many events, joins us. Talk about Faye Rogers here.
Yeah, Faye, she's the world record holder in this one, Andy, and it's the one and only chance she might get to swim this one unless she makes one of the finals. So I expect her to be going pretty strong in this one, so we might be on for a good time here. 2:17.30 is the world record mark, and she was a swimmer who was at the Olympic trials and in the able-bodied events, and then had an accident, and is now a power swimmer, very successful gold medalist in Paris in the 100, and 5 medals at the World Champs last year.
Well, she's one lane from the bottom of the shot there, and the black cat just turning right now. So we'll keep an eye on that time. The world record is hers for the S10s, but Emily Richards right in the centre, looking very good indeed. Training at the Manchester Performance Centre. And of course, married last year to Matt Richards, Olympic champion on the men's 4x2. Double Olympic champion, of course, silver medalist on that 200 metres freestyle in Paris. Brilliant swim that was. Very nearly won it as well, and he looks good. Going with her, Emily Richards, is Betsy Wizard up there in lane 3. Also going well in 5 is Edie Price. And Paul, just give us an update there on Faye Rogers again, will you?
She's about 0.2 outside world record pace, Andy. So good at last 50 here. We know she's very fit, so we might be on for a good time here. That's Faye Rogers just at the bottom of the picture there.
So Emily Richards, well, the qualification time for the European Championships, which she has to do this evening, is 2:07.96. That forces the swimmers to swim fast in the final, 2:07.9. So she's just going to be outside that here, 2:09.5. First, second, Betsy Wizard. Let's just have a look down there in lane number 8. Finishing down the black cat, 2:17.30. Oh, 2:17.31. 1/100th of a second outside of her own world record, Faye Rogers, for the S10 para athletes. That's so close, Paul.
Oh, goodness. She was just shy of world record pace all the way through that one. And there's the smile from Faye Rogers. Well, 1/100th of a second. A little bit of a grimace there from her, but great effort there from Faye Rogers. She is bang on form, and I expect a good week from Faye here.
What a swim that was, my word. 1/100th is brutal. No doubt about the winner of the race. It was 2:09.5. It's comfortable from Emily Richards. Betsy Wizard second, and Edie Price third with 1 heat to go. So Price may make it through, and Faye Rogers down there in a 6, but 1/100th of a second. Look at the points, 999. Oh, world record 2:17.30, and she went 2:17.31.
Great stuff, Faye. Excellent swim. She'll be back again this week. She might even have another swim, you know. That might get her into a B final. I don't know. It's difficult to tell, but we shall see. 1 heat to go.
Oh, I really hope she does make it, because it'd be wonderful to see a world record at the 2026 Aquatics GB Championships. Here is the final heat of the women's 2-fly, and Kiana McInnes going in lane number 4, 2 times defending champion this 200 fly. Paris Olympian, 9th in the 200, 16th in the 100. Amelia Smith in 3, a brilliant European Junior Championships. My word, she was extraordinary. 2 golds, 204 IM. So McInnes in 4, Smith is in lane 3, and 5 it's Lucy Fox of Loughborough University, 6 Abby Roscoe. Also up there in lane number 1, great to see her back in there, Holly Hibbert of Repton. Now 27 years of age. She's been a World Championship finalist. She's swum so many events, a super swimmer. Great to see her in here as well. Choosing another tough event, my goodness me. But Kiana McInnes is the class of the field. Olympic representative in Paris. Such a great swimmer. Lifetime best of 2:06.9. So the 2:07.9 qualification standard this evening should be comfortable. Not easy to swim butterfly slowly and comfortably, though, is it, Dan? You've got to keep your shape and your stroke and your technique going. And if you go slower, your whole body position can change a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, fly, you swim so much of the race out of the water. You have to lift your whole upper body out of the water. I mean, you used to do it, Andy. You were the master at this, but you know, coming into the first 100 there, Kiana, she's looking very relaxed here. 1:01.34. Fox, 1:02. Quite closely behind, but Kiana's she's so stellar at this, and I've been on so many training camps, so many teams with Kiana. She's such a lovely person as well, but she's a machine in training.
Oh, she may be a machine in training, Dan, and that is certainly converting here down this third 50 of the final heat of the women's 2-fly. This is very good, and she excellent technique as well. Just as her fingertips came from the back to the front, the wall arrived. It's perfect timing. You can actually change your stroke a little bit going into the wall, just to make sure that as your fingertips arrive, the wall is there. So important not to have too much gliding in, and she looks really good here. Just Kiana McInnes. Second at the moment is Lucy Fox in 5. National age group champion last year in the 19-year-olds plus on the 200 fly. And McInnes looks good. So McInnes is leading. Second at the moment is Fox. And she's going to go, what, 209 maybe? So no, 291. A little bit of a glide there at the end, but it's a good swim, 209 from McInnes. Fox second, Smith third, and Hibbett fourth.
Yeah, that was a great swim from Kiana there. She did glide a little bit in the last bit, but we will be seeing her again tonight in that finals. I can guarantee she won't be doing that again in tonight's final, but yeah, she looked good. She looks happy with her swim. She should be. That was a great swim, 209.10, first thing in the morning.
Well, she's only 1.16 seconds outside of the qualification standard, and it did look pretty comfortable, I've got to say. So expect her to go quickly this evening in the final. Have to do the qualification standard in the final, which is 207.96. McInnes wins the heat, the final heat, 209.10. Fox second with Smith third. Brilliant medley swimmer she is. Expect her in the 2 to 4 a.m. And here's the qualifications for the final. Schlossen goes in fastest. That's interesting. But they're all in there, aren't they? Schlossen, McInnes, Richards, Fox, Stott, Smith. Holly Hibbett's made it in as well. Well done, her. And Faye Rogers has made it in. Well, that's great news. So she's going to get another swim in the B final this evening of that women's 2 fly. And do you think she can break that world record there, Paul?
Oh, I think so. She'll be delighted to be in that B final. And there's a little board here on poolside with records broken at this London Aquatics Centre. And Faye Rogers already on that from her performances last year. And she'll be hoping to get on it again. You wouldn't bet against it, would you?
I thought it was actually called the Faye Rogers World Record Board.
It was last year.
They named it after her. That's brilliant. My word. Very good indeed. Very good. Oh, men's 100 metres breaststroke. Well, it's hard to choose an event over all the others at a major championships, but this surely has to be one of the most exciting, certainly for Britain, for such a long time. And it's really down to Mr. Peaty, but he's got competition this year. This is heat 1 of 11. Paul.
Yeah, 3 para swimmers taking the start here. We've got, I think, just 6 para swimmers taking the start for this breaststroke. We've got 3 in this first heat. There's Bruce D. He's the British record holder in this one. He swims in the SB6 classification. Swimmer with short stature. Bruce D. has been a fixture in the GB team over the last couple of years. Made his debut Paralympic Games in Paris a couple of years back. Hayden Hudson in the centre. Chesterfield swimmer in the SB14 class. Swimmer with an intellectual impairment. And Kai Bradford from Killer Whales in Havering. Well, he's a British record holder. 17-year-old in the 100, the 50 breaststroke and the 200. He'd be hoping to add the 100 to his tally. And that's a long-standing British record in 1:14.92. So Kai Bradford. Bruce D has gone through the 50-metre mark under British record pace. He set a 50-metre British record for his class there. Bruce D, the SB6. Again, it's all about the points, not necessarily the swimmer who touches the wall first will have the highest number of points. Bruce D at the back of the field. Watch out for the points for him. Hayden Hudson going well in 4. Kai Bradford chasing that long-standing British record at 1:14.92. He's not going to be far away from that, you know. And he's inside it. And that is going to be a British record for Kai Bradford. He punches the air, the swimmer in the SB8 classification. And Bruce D also inside his own British record time. So we could have 2 British records there in one race. What a swim. Kai Bradford went out really fast. As I said, he got the 50 record. He's got the 100 record now to add to the 200 that he had earlier. There is the points. Bruce D is the highest points earner, 880 points. That's a big points total. 1,000 points is the world leading swim over the last 2 years. Kai Bradford, 787. And Hayden Hudson, 618. So 2 British records there in that heat. Bruce D and Kai Bradford. What a start for the para swimmers. 2 more para swimmers in this one. In the outside lanes, 2 SB14 swimmers, Ryan Potter in 0, Cameron Verncombe in lane number 8. Non-para swimmers in the middle, Lucas Thomas. He's going to have an attempt at that Welsh name there, Nofio Gwynedd. Good job you're here, Dan.
Nofio Gwynedd.
I wasn't far away, was I?
No, you were actually spot
there
on.
You go.
In Welsh, it's confused. The Welsh alphabet's confusing. 2 D's is a the sound.
All right, okay. Leave that to the expert.
I'm no expert in that, trust me.
Edward Ormsby, George Upton, Callum Nurse, James Murphy, Caleb O'Brien and Daniel Hollis. So the 2 para swimmers in the outside lane, Cameron Verncombe and Ryan Potter. Keep an eye on them. Cameron Verncombe, Paralympic representative. He went to the World Champs last year as well. Same as in the middle though, Dan. Going well, 106.43. Callum Nurse, fastest entry time. But looking good, that Lucas Thomas and Edward Ormsby going really well side by side, right at the top of the picture there, Dan.
Yeah, and they're looking forward. They can't see each other, but this is a good race, especially from the winner, Edward Ormsby, City of Cambridge, 105.17. That is great.
That's an excellent time there from Edward Ormsby. That's a big lifetime best as well. 2.5 off his lifetime best there, Edward Ormsby. He'll be absolutely delighted with that one. In second place, it was Daniel Hollis, almost at the other side of the pool. 106.11 for Daniel. Again, inside his PB. In terms of the para swimmers, Cameron Verncombe gets in ahead of Ryan Potter. 111.96 for Cameron Verncombe, the Paralympian, based at the Manchester Performance Centre. So a nice start to the breaststroke. 2 British records in the first heat. A couple of PBs in the second heat. So ramping up very nicely for the big names to come. 2
British records already. It's pretty exciting, isn't it?
In fact, it was 3 because Bruce D broke the 50 record on his way through to the 100.
Wow. 3 British records. Gosh.
3 names on the board.
We want to shout about that across the world, don't we?
Here we go.
Heat 3 of the men's 100 metres breaststroke, and my goodness me, that first heat was quite extraordinary. Bruce D breaking the British record on the 50 and on the 100. SB6 swimmer. Also Kai Bradford breaking the British record as well. So 3 British records in the first heat for the para athletes. This is heat 3 of the men's 100 metres breaststroke, and going very well down here in lane 8 is Cam White of Elmbridge Phoenix down this first 50.
These swimmers, Andy, I'm sure they are all looking at Adam Peaty. Obviously, they know he's back in now. He had a bit of a year off last year, and we was only speaking yesterday when we were doing our prep for today. When Adam Peaty gets in the pool, everyone stops and watches.
And that's just in the training session yesterday, not even in the competition day. I mean, it must be wonderful to be in the same event as Adam Peaty.
I was never in the same event as Adam Peaty.
I wasn't born. He wasn't born, I was. When I was swimming. Well, this is a great heat here. 105.26. That's really good from Cam White. 105.2. That's a 1.1 second lifetime best from Cam White of Elmbridge Phoenix to win heat 3 of the men's 100 metres breaststroke. Second up there in lane 4. There's Ben Roberts. Look at that. Well done. He's absolutely delighted. That is the winner, Cam White. Well done, sir. And if he shaved his face, he'd go even quicker. Cam White wins it, 105.26. 4 100s ahead of Ben Roberts in second, with Marcus Haig of Wickham and District in third. Bale 4th, Miles 5th. I'm pleased Jean-Luc Lovell Pascal wasn't in a tight finish. Very good swimming. Very good indeed. Great to see. That's heat 3. Heat 4 of this men's 100 metres breaststroke, and there are 11 heats. And the great man, not even in the fastest heat. It's new ground for Adam Peaty here, coming back. I mean, he's such a lovely guy, and he's really changed his whole approach. He's got married, he's had his kid, he's settling down. He just looks so much more comfortable and happy with life. They're just changing one of the starting blocks, I think, the start of this next heat, heat 4. Just watching Cam White walk past us, and he's got a massive smile.
As he should. You know, I enjoy watching the swimmers finish and then seeing how happy they are with how they swim. Like, a lot of the time, I think to throw the other athletes off, they pretend to be, oh yeah, that was all right, that was all right. When I used to swim well, I used to be beaming. Like, don't lie about it. Take your wins when you can.
Yeah, it's great to celebrate success in everything we do. And it's actually a funny thing, isn't it? Because sometimes when you get really, really good, you don't want to make too big a deal of it. You don't want to be seen as a bit of a poser and a bit of a bragger. But I really do think that celebrating success is such an important thing in every form of life, not just in the pool, but in everything you do. We're just talking about Adam Peaty and how much more comfortable he seems with life, and just the way he's holding himself. He just seems that little bit more comfortable in himself, and it's great to see him back. I think he may feel he's got slight... How can you be a double Olympic champion on 100 breaststroke, world record holder, 50 and 100? He's won the Olympics twice. He got silver in Paris. Surely he can't think he's got unfinished business. I wonder what the actual driver is for him to come back in LA in 2028.
I mean, we'll have to ask Adam tonight.
It'd be
I'm
interesting.
doing the post-race interviews.
Are you?
Do you want me to ask him?
That's a great. That's a really. I'm being specific, because it might sound like, well, what are you back for? I definitely don't mean that at all. It's just, if you've won Olympics in Rio in 2016, then you come back and first British swimmer ever to defend an Olympic championship title, Olympic gold medal, did that in Tokyo in theory 2020. It was actually 2021. So, and then to come back again in Paris, lost the race. Oh, that's the brute, isn't it? Won the silver by 2 100ths to gold.
And he had COVID.
And then he'd taken a year off. He's got married. He's got his little son, George, I think it is, yeah?
George, yeah.
Yeah. Seems happy as Larry. Got a bit of a challenge in his father-in-law. The boy Gordon Ramsay. How fun would that be? You could have some great banter with him, couldn't you? I'd love to do that.
Imagine the Sunday dinners. Oh, that's what I'm jealous of.
Yes.
Doesn't matter about the medals.
Yeah.
I'm jealous of the meals.
Could you not have made this lamb a bit more tender, mate?
Good luck with the comeback from that.
I think he'd be wearing it. Oh, it'd be great fun, wouldn't it? But yeah, it'd be really interesting to. You'd have to get the question right just so he gets it, because I'm not saying what on earth are you back for. I'm saying, I wonder what it is that just poked him that little bit to send him over the edge to go, you know what? I am going to go through it all again, because it's not a small amount, is it? It's not a small amount of work.
No. Well, I think people ask the question why. I think his answer will be why not? Why not?
It's interesting. Well, an answer to that, I'll sit on the other side of the fence, would be, well, I've won 2 Olympic golds and a silver individual 100 breaststroke. I've also won 2 more gold medals. No, 1 more gold medal in the mixed medley relay. So he's got 3 Olympic golds and 3 Olympic silvers. The most successful British Olympian in history, I think, in terms of gold medals and silver medals. Of course, Duncan Scott's got 2 golds and 6 silvers. But yeah, just remarkable guy. Speaking of comebacks, Daniel, how old are you?
How old am I?
Yeah.
I'm 29.
29,
30 in June.
Are you?
Yeah.
You look remarkably young and in remarkably good shape.
Oh, well, thank you very much.
Thank
you, ladies and gentlemen. What a lovely week it's been.
Yeah.
See you next year.
We're just waiting for one of the starting blocks to be changed here. I think the starter just going along and telling them that there might be just another moment or so delay. But just talking about comebacks, I was just going to ask you the question: have you got unfinished business? Might you be tempted at all? I mean, I know this is a little bit random, but I mean, you were very, very, very good at what you did. Olympic finalist, Commonwealth medalist, just a fantastic 1500-metre swimmer. Could you be persuaded?
I think it is something I've thought about. You know, I said goodbye to the sport after the Paris Olympics. I loved my time, but the last 2 years were very, very hard for me. I had COVID going into the 2022 Commonwealth Games, and so I lost a dream of mine. But, you know, I had to really dig deep to get to that Paris Olympics, and it very much getting onto that team. That was my gold medal. I wrote that in my social media post when I retired, and, you know, I loved every minute of it. Going back in it, I've been out of it now 2 years or a year and a half. Going back in, that would require a lot of sacrifice. It would require uplifting my life and moving to the other end of the country, I think. Obviously my partner's up in Manchester. So I think there's a lot of things at play there that I'd have to really consider. I'm not saying no, because I'm sat here now and I wish I was in the water. So I don't miss the training, but I do miss the competition.
Well, I have to say it's possibly a slightly unfair question, but I just thought I'd ask because you do look in great shape, and there's that if you did decide to move up to Manchester, a great program up there, but of course, I mean, it's something to sit down with your family, with your partner, or with your swimming coach, with the performance guys, with yourself, and have a chat. Just explain here, just 1 second. Let me just interrupt that, and we'll come back to that in a second, Dan. I believe what's happened is that there was a problem with the wiring of the speakers. So every starting block has got a little speaker next to it, and you can hear the gun, the sound of the beep when the starter fires it. And I think the swimmers on the closest side of the pool to us, so on the bottom of your screen, I don't think they heard the start very well at all on that previous heat. And so they're trying to fix it right now. And then I think they're going to gather all the coaches of the swimmers from that previous heat, and they're going to possibly offer a new heat, so allow them to swim again. But you can just see them there having a look at the wiring, just to make sure that the beep will happen.
Anyone back home that's in swimming, watch what these athletes are doing that are behind the block now. Because they got changed, they were ready to dive in. Then they stopped the meet while they doing this block. If you notice, the athletes have put their clothes back on. The reason why is because they are already fired up. Now, the longer this goes on, obviously they don't want to lose the heat. They are boiling, they're sweating before they get in, because the warmer you are, the more relaxed your muscles are. Now, these athletes have got their clothes back on. I'm looking at lane 1, Lucas Lovell from Portsmouth North Sea. He's got his coat on, he's got his shoes on, socks, taking his socks off now actually, because he wants to maintain that heat. He wants to keep it in. He wants to keep as loose as he possibly can. I think if you sat there, it's not a warm room, this isn't, is it? And so I think if you sat there, you know, with nothing on apart from your race suit, you're going to get cold very quickly, and that means your muscles are going to stiffen up.
Well, it is fascinating. They just had a little practice just to see whether the gun is working. The beep is loud enough, and I think they are getting close to fixing it now. So the athletes are now just starting to be called a second. Some of them are still fully track-suited. Some of them are actually ready to go. Just practicing again, and it sounds pretty loud to me. So I think they're all, it's working again, so I think they're all ready to go now. So the starter just saying, okay, 10 lanes, all of you, just get tracksuits off. Those of you who put them back on again. Tough, this, really tough. You mentally prepare.
A good mental test, as I was just about to say that. You know, they were ready, fired up, and they had to just kind of simmer down a little bit before having to get fired up again.
Well, there is a little exercise that often you can do with your club team. It's what sort of situations can happen when there's a break in the program. There's never a break in the program, so it just goes bang, 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 heat, heat, heat. No, actually not. And even in the Olympics, it can happen. And just try and think of all the different ways that you can have a pause in the program. In actual fact, at the Olympics one year, they had a bloke in a tutu get up on the diving boards, jump up and down, it interrupted the meet, and then dived in. He had advertising written on his chest in a pink tutu.
Where was that?
I think it was in Athens, and it held up the whole meet, and then they had to deal with the security because somebody got up on the diving boards, which they couldn't have. But we thought of 28 different reasons why you could hold a meet up, and therefore make sure you're mentally prepared for a break. These guys now ready to go. Ready to go, it's heat 4, men's 100 metres breaststroke. Jacob Barnett of City of Sunderland is the fastest seed in 4. 5 juniors in lanes 0, 1 and 2. That's Martin, Lovell and Burns. Also in 5 is Quinn Austin Kelly of Skipton, and in 8 it's Leroy Shea of Redditch. Good down his first 30 metres or so. In lane number 4, it's Jacob Barnett of City of Sunderland, and Barnett going well, and he's driving down this first 40 metres, looking good.
Taking his first 50 is King Sum Lu, 30.33. He's looking strong, good underwater there. Good underwater as well from Jacob Barnett. We have a swimmer in this. We have a swimmer in this heat that's quite close to home, Paul. Brogan Smith, Glenrothes.
Yeah, my old club. Good to see a Glenrothes this swimmer taking part in the national champs. Excellent stuff.
Well, Marcus Liu in lane number 6 for City of Salford. Wins it, and wins it well. 104.9. That's very good. Well, the 106 entry time. A 1.05 second lifetime best for Marcus Liu. King Sum Lu in lane number 6 of City of Salford wins it. And came back really well. Interesting tactical approach. That yellow hat of City of Salford did really well. So it goes by Marcus Liu of Salford in lane 6 wins it. 64.95. Second, 65.24 was Lucas Lovell. Leroy Shea third. Johnny Martin 4th, with Rhys Burns 5th, Jacob Barnett in 6th. That's heat 4. This is heat 5, the men's 100 metres breaststroke. And fastest seed in lane number 4, William Miles of Loughborough University. Miles in 4. Rydian Shepherd, City of Cardiff in 5. Just checking my Welsh pronunciation.
Yeah, you're right. Rydian.
And interesting in lane 8 from University of Aberdeen performance is Ben Rogers, Faye Rogers' brother. Just watched his sister just missed the world record, her own world record, by 1/100th on the 200 fly, but she's qualified in 16th for the finals this evening, so she'll be in the B final.
It'd be interesting to have a conversation with him, actually, knowing that his sister has done that this morning, if that has impacted his race.
Well, surely it can only help. I mean, very quick indeed. He's in lane 8 and he's gone well down that first 50. In fact, I think he's turned first. He has. Ben Rogers from University of Aberdeen performance, and I think coached by Mr. Miley there at Aberdeen. What a coach he is. Hannah Miley's dad, of course. Hannah Miley, wonderful swimmer. He's going well at the moment, is Ben Rogers. Rogers in the white hat closest to us. Also going really well up there in 1 is Freddie Laws of West Norfolk Swimming Club. Entered on 65.2, and if he keeps this going, he's going to go lifetime best. Really good from him. Super third, 25, and holding on well. 65.22 is his best. It was 64.3. 9/10 of a second lifetime best for the winner. That's Freddie Laws of West Norfolk. Charlie Rogers coming in 2nd place. Ben Rogers, I don't think any relation, coming in 3rd. Wow, what a heat that was. And Freddie Laws came back so well.
Freddie Laws, West Norfolk winning that heat in 1:04.35. Charlie Rogers in second, 1:05, and in third, Ben Rogers, 1:05. Close race there between 2 and 3.
That's heat 5. We're rattling through them now. A little bit of a break when the starting system failed on one of those earlier heats. We're still to find out whether there will be a re-swim of that heat. We're just talking to the coaches at the moment just to find out whether the swimmers felt that they were unfairly impeded by that start. We didn't quite hear it. Wasn't the speakers weren't working particularly well on one side of the pool, so I think if the athletes would like to swim again, they will have the chance to do so. This heat 6 of the men's 100 metres breaststroke. Jeremiah Carnegie of Repton goes in lane 4 as the fastest. Great start right at the top there. Kyle Booth of the Royal Air Force swim team, and my word, he flew off the blocks.
Yeah, because I know Kyle from City of Cardiff Swimming Club. It's interesting to see him join the Royal Air Force swim team. Like, good for Kyle.
Dan, he flew off the blocks.
Oh, I missed that one.
But he did, look.
He did, yeah, he's flying.
He's flying.
28.7. Oh, gosh, he is flying.
Absolutely wonderful. He really is extraordinary swim down this first 60 metres or so. Great attack, and well, you see, you swam with him. He's swimming really well. This is wonderful. His lifetime best is 61.5, and the rest of the swimmers entered on 64s and 65s. He entered 65.1, so he is a really high-quality breaststroke swimmer. And Kyle Booth up there in lane 1 is going to win this heat 6. And what time's he gone? 62.9. That's good from him. Much, much better than his entry time of 65.1. He's gone 62.9.
Yeah, that is rapid from Kyle. You know, I actually haven't seen Kyle for a long time. He is a Commonwealth Games swimmer. I swam with him at the 2022 Commonwealth Games for Wales, of course. And it's great to see him on fine form this morning.
So Kyle Booth of the Royal Air Force swim team wins it 62.96. Great from him. Connor Mitchell second. Joshua Sackery third. This heat 7 of the men's 100 metres breaststroke. Ronnie Hallett of Plymouth College Aquatics going in 4. There's juniors in lanes 5, 7, 8 and 9. Tyler Stone in 5. 7 is William Irvin. 8 is Ryan Mills. And 9 is Nicholas Land. To qualify as a junior, you have to be born between 2008 and 2012. And if you are, you can qualify for the European Junior Championships. The qualification standard there is 1:01.8. Wow. 1:01 for junior.
2012 born. Gosh, that makes me feel old.
Yeah, it's age is just a number apparently, but the numbers just keep on going up and up and up. Great starts in there. It's the third lane from the top. It's actually lane 2. That's Freddie Carter of Wickham District. First 30 metres, really rapid.
William Irvine there, lane 7, taking the win the first 50. These boys are all in a line here. Lane 2 there. Freddie Carter is having an excellent second 50 here. Also Jack James from the Swansea University Swimming Club holding his own. Let's see who can get this touch in this last 5 metres. Who's it going to be? I think it's going to be Jack James. Jack James takes the win. 1:03.82. Tyler Stone in second. 1:03.95. And in third, Freddie Carter from Wickham. 1:04.13. It's interesting to see how that order changed throughout that last 25 there.
Yes, it really was. It was fascinating. And lane 4, actually, I don't know if you saw, he actually stopped at the 50 metres. I think he had a muscle strain. Looked like he was hobbling a little bit when he got out. But he won't get a time for the 100 because he didn't finish the race. But No doubt about the winner, 63.8. And as you say, Dan, that was a fascinating race. Jack James winning it from Tyler Stone in second. Third was Freddie Carter. And your Swansea University Swimming Club swimmer Jack James wins it, the 19-year-old. You swim with Jack?
I don't know Jack.
Oh.
No, I don't know him. I'm sure he's a lovely guy. I'll talk to him later. I always like to do my rounds in the pool and see old teammates and meet new people. And you know, when the athletes are warming up, that's when me and you are here and doing our prep. I like to go and talk to everyone, find out how they are and what they think this week's going to look like for them.
I had noticed you do love a good old chat.
It's a perfect job then, isn't it? Talking all day. It's a dream job, yeah.
Certainly is. Yeah. Jack James wins it. Swansea University. Tyler Stone's second. So heat 8. 9, 10 and 11 are the cycle seeded heats, and Harry Stewart goes in this one. Harry Stewart in lane number 6 from Manchester Performance. SB14, and Paul joins us again for the commentary on this heat 8, the last of the uncycle seeded heats. Edward Robinson of Chelsea Westminster in 4, Jacob Hamblin in 5. But up there, Paul, in lane number 8, it is, or in lane 6 actually I should say, is Harry Stewart, an amazing swimmer himself.
Yeah, he's a European record holder, Andy. Harry Stewart, 104.04, swims in the SB14 class, a swimmer with an intellectual impairment. He went to Paris, that was his one of his first swims for the GB team. He's a European champion, and he took a bronze medal at the World Champs last year, Harry Stewart, and that's where he set the European record. So he's right in the mix here, right at the front in lane number 6 at the moment.
Well, he's going well, also going very well. Leading at the moment is Ben Harrison of City of Sheffield Swim Squad, that red hat up there in lane 3, as is Ben Crawford of Woking right at the very top there. Coming through in 5 as well as Jacob Hamblin of Derby. But the red hat of the City of Sheffield swimmer in lane number 3, it looks like Ben Harrison is going to take it. And he does indeed. The time, 62.98, good from him. Hamblin second. Third was Brendan Crawford right at the very top there from Woking. And how did he man Harry Stewart go there, Paul?
He's just outside that European qualifying, 105.91 for Harry Stewart. But he should be back again for the para-final tonight. I should have said earlier, Andy, that Bruce Steve was inside that European qualifying time, so that's the first European qualifier that we've seen at these championships. Harry Stewart should be back again, 105.91. He's got to go 105.62 in that final.
And unlike the able-bodied swimmers, I think you have to do the qualifying time from the able-bodied in the finals session this evening, but paras are different here.
Yeah, you can do it in the heats and any of the finals tonight. So Bruce D, first name on the list.
Super stuff. So Bruce D done the qualification time here. This is the first of the cycle seeded heats, and that is Max Morgan, silver medalist here last year from Reed Swimming Club. Fabulous young chap, still a junior. He's a big unit, I've got to tell you. Very quick. Lifetime best of 59.9. And the qualification standard for the European Championships, 59.6. As Europeans to qualify, European juniors, which he can do in lane 4, and also the Commonwealth Games team for all the different nations. So plenty to go for here, but one job really in these heats, Dan, and it's just to make it through to the finals this evening.
Just make it through, of course, and I think we will see Max again. You know, I think I'm right in saying he was in Singapore last year. I think that was his senior international debut, which he's from excellent in. And he does take that win in the first 50. Max Morgan, 28.13, followed very closely by Rory Dickinson, 28.85.
Wow, he looks good.
Pulling ahead now.
Doesn't he look smooth, though?
Yeah, he does. He makes it look easy.
Wow, this is very quick. Well, let's have a look at the time here, because Max Morgan of Reed Swimming Club looks super. Silver last year. Simple job in the heats just to qualify, but this is impressive. 59.93 is his best. 59.98, sub 60. Sub 60 for a heat. Wow, that's extraordinary. Nodding his head. That's a great swim in the heats. Well, there is a chance, I think, for the first time in history, that we could have 4 British men under 60 seconds in the final this evening. And that is one of them. Max Morgan, that is brilliant. Dixon second, Freeman third, Casey fourth. 59.98. Wow. So the Reeds School Swimming Club, brilliant swim from him. And look at this heat. Adam Peaty in lane 5, world record holder. There he is. Oh, he's got to tuck his hair in. Look, he's got a speed bump just at the back of his hat. He looks in good shape. Great to see him back. Peaty, world record holder, lane 5, next to the defending champion, Greg Butler of Loughborough, in 4. Well, this will be fascinating to see what sort of shape Adam Peaty's in. He looks good. He really does. We were watching him in the warm-ups yesterday, Dan, and he looked fabulous. And look at that start already.
He just looks so ready to be back. I mean, look at this first 25. Look how far ahead he is already, you know. And, you know, year off last year, as we said, took his time, you know, got his head right to get back into the sport. I think he done the right thing in taking a year off, of course. And he is coming into this first 50. 27.46. My goodness, he is flying.
Wow. Wow, that is very, very quick indeed. Well, he's got this beautiful stroke. There's no pauses in it at all. And he is charging here. Well, his world record is 56.8. We're not going to see anything like that. But certainly if he can go close to sub-60, that would be a wonderful swim. He's pushing this. This is impressive. He's just practicing his racing. Look at this. He's swimming away as well. Are we going to see another sub-60? I think we might. This is very impressive. 59.30. Well, the European Championship qualification time is 59.65. You've got to do it in the evening, but that was really good. Max Morgan went under 60, and now Peaty's just gone way under 60. And it's not even the final heats yet, because Navaki's the fastest seed, but the world record holder, 3-time Olympic champion, Adam Peaty. Wow, he looked good.
Anyone watching back home, watch Adam before he gets in the water. He's already won the race because he breathes in the arena. He makes it his stage.
That is so impressive. So impressive. Well, you always wonder how it's going to go, certainly on a comeback. And my goodness me, he's answered every single question there. 27.4 to the 50 and brought it home. There we go, Peaty from Repton, 59.30 on his comeback. Well, the world is going to be looking at that, and I've got to tell you, for a heat at the 2026 Aquatics GB Championships, that's extraordinary from Adam Peaty. Now what's going to happen? Bilbao's quick, Goodburn's quick, but look in the centre here. Philip Navaki, the world junior champion, 100 metres, 200 metres breaststroke. Very fast indeed. Has a lifetime best of 59.2. He's just seen Peaty go 59.3 and Max Morgan go 59.9. Wow. It's the final heat to the men's 100 metres breaststroke at this 2026 Aquatics GB Championships. And we've had some fantastic swimming already. Peaty's 59.3, remarkable. Max Morgan's 59.9, excellent. A super start from Goodburn in 5, and Navaki now starting to get into his pace in lane 4, but Goodburn's going quickly. Navaki's starting to go with him, and Navaki looks good in 5, but Goodburn leading.
I mean, we're going to see Navaki back this week in the 200 breaststroke, so he is kind of coming down an event here, but I remember that 200 breaststroke that he done last year was phenomenal. One of the best races, again, that I've ever seen, but he's really coming through on this second 50 here, Philip. Followed very closely by Archie Goodburn.
Goodburn looks very good indeed, doesn't he? Fantastic 50 metres sprinter as well as the 100. Now starting to rev, starting to go, starting to drive here inside this last 25 is the Millfield School student. It's Philip Nowacki, the world junior champion, 100 and 200. And what's he going to go? 59.83. We've had 3 guys under 60 at the British National Championships in the heats, the 2026 Aquatics GB Championships. And that is Philip Nowacki, and he's going to go into the final second fastest with a 59.8 in the heats of the men's 100 metres breaststroke. Petey will go in fastest, Nowacki second, and Max Morgan third, all sub 60. Dan, that's remarkable.
I'm not even going to attempt to try and call that tonight. That could go 4 ways. That could go either way, the 4 men. Philip Nowacki, Millfield, 59.83. The 3rd man this morning to go under that minute mark. Archie Goodburn in second.
Well, I can tell you, Dan, that we won't have a full summary because that heat that they had a problem with the start, they are going to swim again at the very end of this session. So we won't have a summary for you right now. We will wait for that heat to go, and then we will give you a summary of the qualifiers. But I can tell you with certainty that the final is going to be absolutely stacked. And we've got 3 guys under 60, and we could have 4 and possibly even 5. For one country, that is amazing.
Could you call it?
Could I call it?
As in tonight?
The winner?
Yeah. I've already said I'm not going to try.
Dan, I've been nice to you all the way through. That was brutal. That was a brutal question. Paul Noble, what do you think? Who's going to win?
Oh, come on. Thanks, Andy. Next event is up. I wish I could answer, but we haven't got time. It's going to be good, that.
We'll come back to it, Paul, don't you worry.
Heat 1 of the 13 heats. It's para swimmers all the way in this one. Range of classification. Some experienced campaigners in this one. Tully Kearney right at the top there. Paralympic gold medalist from Tokyo and from Paris. Grace Harvey. She's also a Paralympic champion, 100 breaststroke in Paris. Eliza Humphrey. First of the 2 Humphrey sisters. She is an S11 swimmer, so a swimmer with no vision at all. Eliza Humphrey. Tia Johnson, youngster, 14-year-old from Derwentside. Rebecca Hardy-Bishop, also a swimmer with no vision, a swimmer representing Crawley in lane number 5. Iona Winifred, the youngster from Tonbridge, not yet 15. 15 at the weekend. She goes in lane number 6, and Nancy Jubb in the outside lane. Range of classifications here. So we'll try and keep you abreast of what is happening. Rebecca Hardy-Bishop in second place behind the youngster Tia Johnson at the moment, but she has recently moved down from the S12 class into the S11s and just might challenge that British record, which is held by Scarlett Humphrey, the sister of Eliza Humphrey, who goes in the next heat. Tia Johnson, no, the youngster, the 14 years of age. Real talent for the future. She swims in the S10 class, physical impairment, and she's into the wall first in 109.44. So well done to her, lifetime best. Followed by Rebecca Hardy-Bishop, who is outside that British record time at the moment, as is Eliza Humphrey. So we'll have a look at the points. Grace Harvey and Tully Kearney. Big points totals on the top of the picture there. Iona Winifred is the one who comes out on top in terms of points. 769 points. So 2 swimmers with no vision at all. That was Rebecca Hardy-Bishop and Eliza Humphrey. And the S11 swimmers, they all swim with blacked out goggles. So they have to have a goggles check after that before we can make the result official.
And Paul, it is that pub quiz question. How do athletes with no vision at all do a tumble turn on 100 freestyle?
Well, they've got the tappers at the end of the pool. You saw the tappers in that previous heat. They at the start and the finish. There's the goggles check for Rebecca Hardy-Bishop. Just moving into that S11 class. And you see the tapping stick there for the Crawley team. So they will get indicated when they come into the turn. It's well practiced, those tumble turns for the visually impaired swimmers. 769 points though for Iona Winifred, will lead the way. If that result is official. Looks like it is. Tia Johnson, 14-year-old, good swim from her, 109.44. She's a real talent for the future, as I said. 2S11 swimmers. 697 points for Rebecca Hardy-Bishop. But 769, Iona Winifred sets the target for the heats to come. There's loads of para swimmers in this 100 freestyle, Andy.
Yeah, there are. Look at this, another 10 in this one with Megan Neve, the fastest seed. But I think they're really focusing on the potential for relays. Is that right, on the para athletes?
Yeah, for the S14 class. The S14 class, it isn't an individual event for the S14 athletes, the 100 free. But they do have a 4x100 freestyle relay. It is all mixed relays in the para major events now. There's no single sex relays in that one, so it's all mixed. So tough to make the teams in these para relays. Line up for this one, Megan Willis right at the top in lane 0. Scarlett Humphrey, another S11 swimmer. She's the British record holder. Scarlett been on good form at recent competitions. Tony Shaw, also the record holder for her class, S9. Astrid Carroll, Megan Neve, Brooklyn Hale, Amy Lambert, Tilia Glynn, Isabella Haynes and Olivia Patterson. That is the lineup. Again, a range of classifications there. Going out very strongly. Looks like it is Megan Neve in lane number 4. Also Tilia Glynn. So the two S14 swimmers off to a good start. Mixture here of visually impaired classes, physically impaired, intellectually impaired classes as well. So lots and lots to look out for. Tony Shaw going well in lane number 2, and Brooklyn Hale in lane number 5 with that yellow cap, off to a good finish here. And it is Megan Neve into the wall just ahead of Tilia Glynn, and Brooklyn Hale, good swim, getting in ahead of British record holder Tony Shaw. And Scarlett Humphrey in 109. Yeah, 5 different classifications in that one, so a lot to look out for, Andy, all across the pool.
Well, I don't envy you at all, trying to work out all of those. But again, very interesting that they're trying to get that relay. So there's an awful lot of... Which classification is going for that relay?
S14.
Yeah.
S14, yeah. They have relays for the S1 to 10 classification, so... they have a 4x50, which is 20-point relay. They have a 4x100, 34 points. So all the classification numbers added up, they can't come to more than 34 points or more than 20 points. And there's the goggles check for Scarlett Humphrey, just outside her British record on this occasion. Not by much though, about a second. 812 points for Scarlett Humphrey. They'll lead the way into the next heat.
And just to be clear there, Paul, the goggles check, what are they actually looking for specifically?
They're just looking, I mean, some of the S11 swimmers will have some vision, so they just want to make it a level playing field. If everyone bears blacked out goggles, then it means they can't see the line on the bottom of the pool, they can't see any light perception. Scarlett was actually telling me that she was almost disqualified at a competition last Christmas because she must have been doing Christmas cards or Christmas presents. She had glitter on her goggles, and they thought there was little little gaps, little scratches on them.
No.
So she was almost disqualified, she was telling me. Oh dear.
It was the Santa and the Rudolph. Probably did it. Wow.
Another full field of para swimmers here. Scarlett Humphrey, that 812 points. I think she's the only one in the 800 range at the minute. Faye Rogers is back in again in lane number 4. Full line-up, Amber Haycock, Ursula Carroll, Tara Beard, Faye Rogers, Rose Williams, Callie-Ann Warrington, Grace Robinson, Ella Litton-Jones and Sienna Oxby. A really experienced field for this one. Well, Faye Rogers very close to that world record mark in the 200 metres butterfly. She is a British record holder in this one in 1:00:46. should be a fairly comfortable qualification for Faye Rogers here. She goes over second.
Tough double, 2 fly 100 freestyle in the same session.
Yeah, we might not see fireworks here from Faye Rogers, but she's gone pretty well there in the early stages, 29.63. And we'll see what she's got left here. Faye Rogers, very, very strong. 200 fly, 400 freestyle. She's the world champion as well. So here she comes. Faye Rogers looking to try and get close to that 1 minute mark. And she's going to be very close indeed. And it is 1 minute 57. A tenth of a second outside her own British record. But that is inside the European qualifying time. So well done to Faye Rogers. She has been, of course, pre-selected for the 100 butterfly, the 400 freestyle, sorry, in that European Championships, but that's another qualification standard for Faye. 928 points, and Kellyanne Warrington as well, close behind, and she is also inside that standard, I think, Andy. So another couple of swimmers inside that qualification standard. So Rose Williams, 780 points, was second to the wall. A couple of other para swimmers in the outside lanes here. Bethany Firth, the world record holder in this S14 classification. Missed out on the Paris Paralympics because she had her daughter Charlotte just around about the time of the games, but back in again. World champs last year, and back in trying to make another international team here in London.
Well, she is a superstar, Bethany Firth, right at the top there in lane 0. Also another para superstar, Olivia Newman-Baronius in lane 9, both S14s on the outside lanes. Fastest seed in 4. Erin Perman of Exeter City. Molly Baker in 3. Erin Perman in 4. May Singer of Loughborough University in 5. What are we looking for here from these two S14s, Paul?
Again, it's just that it's not a qualification event for the S14 classification, so they're just looking to go as fast as they possibly can, put them into contention for those relay spots. There's still a couple of swimmers to come in the heats to follow, so all about just posting decent times here. And Bethany First going out really fast there, right at the top, so she's right in there, and it's a pretty close contest here.
It is. Also gone well as Karis Croak of Torfaen Dolphins in lane 8, starting to come back right in the centre at the moment now as the green hat of the Exeter City Swim Club swimmer, that is Erin Perman. Perman going well, starting to swim away here. Going with her though, actually going well, is Molly Baker of Celia Sheffield. Great final 25 from her, lovely long stroke, and I think lane 4 gets it. Erin Perman, she does 57.75 of her 58.4 lifetime best, so that's a 0.65 lifetime best for her. Very good swimming from her. So first was Perman, second was Molly Baker, third was Karis Croak of Torfaen Dolphins. And Paul, just give us a quick update on the two S14 athletes, Firth and Newman-Baronius.
Yeah, 58.98 for Bethany First. She'll be pleased with that one, 882 points. Newman-Baronius just over the 1 minute mark there. 1 minute 0.56, 815 points for her. So this is one of the events, Andy, the 100 freestyle, where there will be 2 para-finals. There'll be a para-final for the S14s and also for the other classifications as well.
There's the points summary for the para-athletes, Paul.
Yeah, Faye Rogers leads the way at the moment. There's other swimmers to come, of course, but 928 points, 1,000 points equivalent to the best swim in the world over the last 2 years. So 900, you're up in the 900 and 800 point range, and that's a pretty good standard.
Well, there's still 2 para-athletes to come in heats 6 and 7. It's Georgia Sheffield and the great Poppy Maskell, so it's not over yet. Qualification's so tough. Britain's outstanding para-athlete swimming. This is heat 5, the women's 100 metres freestyle. And Kiana Kurtzi of the Warrender Baths Club is the fastest seed in lane 4. Maybe the best start. Evie Wood right at the top there from Orkney.
Also, Isabella Keane there. She had a great start. But we are seeing Zoe Rogers retake this first 50 out here. They are actually all in a line, aren't they? They're doing... And B. Jones, City of Hereford, 27.59. But good start to this first 50.
Yeah, B. Jones very quick down that first 50, as was Rachel Houlgates up there in lane 1 from Crawley. Now the big gun's starting to come back, but it's still lane 5 though. B. Jones of Hereford, and the City of Hereford yellow hat with a big H on there of Hereford, looking very good. Head down inside this last wall. Very good discipline. 7, 8, 9 strokes. Oh, just glided in a tiny bit maybe. Great swim though. 57.34 off of 58.2. So that's 9/10. Yeah, well done. Well done. Excellent.
Good swimming there from B. Jones in lane 5. Something that you don't see much from sprinters is she was very long in the water on that 100, which is why she looked so smooth.
And the result of that fifth heat of the women's 100 freestyle, B. Jones wins it 57.3, 57.8 from Kiana Kurtzi. Isabel Keane third. Well, actually, equal second. Look at that, 57.82 tied. Rose Child fourth. Natasha Whittle fifth. Jessica Dixon in sixth from Swansea. Anna Farrow also in there. And heat 6, we got another of the para-athletes, the S14s. Georgia Sheffield is the 4th fastest seed, with the fastest in lane 4. Kerry Sullivan of City of Manchester. Sullivan in 4, Connie Palmer in 5, Isabel Price in 3 from City of Birmingham, and then in lane 6 is Georgia Sheffield, the S14. So this is heat 6 of 13 heats of the women's 100 metres freestyle. And, well, this and one more still, S14. You've got some fantastic para-athletes in these championships.
Yeah, George Sheffield has been one that's made real progress over the last couple of years, and she took a medal in as part of the relay team in Singapore World Championships last year. So she'll be hoping to get into the 58-second range. Even faster than that would be quite good. She's right there. Kerry Sullivan leads them through. City of Manchester Aquatic in 1, Amy Hempenstall in 2nd, Georgia Sheffield, the para-athlete, in 5th there, but it's pretty tight.
So Kerry Sullivan in 4, looking very strong indeed. And this is the 6th heat of the women's 100 metres freestyle. Also going well in 7 is Amy Hempelstall of Guildford, but the winner's going to come in the centre. I think, oh, very close, but it was Kerry Sullivan, 57.45. 2nd, Gisela Silano, 57.70. And 3rd was Amy Hempenstall. And I can tell you that Georgia Sheffield, the S14 athlete, finished in 8th position, I think, of 58.85 with 888 points. A great score. Yeah,
pretty decent swim there. She just lost a little bit of pace in the closing stages, that one. That can sometimes happen with the S14 swimmers, but 888, she takes it. Kerry Sullivan, Gisela Solano and Amy Hempenstall are the top 3. But that was a tight heat, wasn't it?
Was a tight heat. Very good indeed. And there's another, the final of the last of the para-athletes, Poppy Maskell, fastest seed, and this heat 7 of 13 of the women's 100 metres freestyle. Poppy Maskell, what a superstar she is.
Yeah, 5 gold medals at last year's World Championships. She was Britain's biggest medal winner in the Paris Paralympics. 3 gold medals to her name, Poppy Maskell. Manchester Performance swimmer, swims in the S14 classification. 57.85 entry time. I wonder if she can get close to that long-standing world record held by Bethany Firth, 56.58. That's an 11-year-old record, Andy.
Well, that'd be a heck of an ask, I have to say. I mean, that'd be extraordinary if she can. She's got a couple of chances to do it, and of course the para-athletes can achieve their European qualification times in the morning as well as the evening. So many S14s here, and we're really looking for a great final. I think there's 2 finals of the para-athletes. One for the S14 specifically?
Yeah, one's for the S14s in this 100 freestyle, and another one for the other para-athletes. So we're very, very strong, especially in women's S14. We've dominated the international stage, so they decided, the organisers, to make it a separate final. Maskell, well, it's all pretty close across the pool. Maskell now just about going behind. Lane number 6, possibly Charlotte Gower. And right at the bottom, actually, Ella Justice will take it in 57.36. So well done, Ella Justice. That's an improvement on her best time. Susie McNair right at the bottom there, 57.37. She'll be delighted to get under the 58-second mark. And Abigail Crawley also in the 57-second range. In fact, top 4, Charlotte Gower also there in 57.93. So well done to those swimmers at the front of the field. Poppy Maskell, 59.56 for Poppy, 857 points. Quite often see that with Poppy Maskell. She doesn't go too hard in the heats, and sometimes she's sailed a little bit close to the wind and tried to make finals, but she's comfortably into the final tonight, so might see something faster from her.
Indeed, let's hope so. It'd be great to see her right on it this evening in the final. But Ella Justice again, Mount Kelly's having a super morning up there. Another huge lifetime best from Ella to win Heat 7 of the women's 100 metres freestyle. Now we're on to Heat 8, and 2 University of Stirling athletes in lanes 4 and 5. Josephine Klein and Melissa Turnbull. Their entry times 1/100th of a second between each other. 57.64 versus 57.65. There's a 57.66 as well, and a 2.68. So 4 100ths split the fastest 5 seeds in this Heat 8 of 13 of the women's 100 metres freestyle. Wow, right in the centre, but not even one of those. This is quite remarkable. Lane 7 is going out quickest. That's Isabel Lee, University of Nottingham. That green hat, she looked very good indeed in lane 7, Dan.
Yeah, she's flying out on this first 50. What's she going to come in? The turn 27. God, that is rapid. I hope she hasn't gone out too quick there, but there's a good underwater there as well. She's slightly ahead. It's a good race. At the top of your screens there, especially from Jessica Cable. I think Isabel Lee is going to keep the win here.
So Isabel Lee in the green hat, yes, she does win it. Lee wins it from Josephine Klein second, 56.99 off an entry time of 57.7. Well done, we've got to be happy with that. 56.99, so much better than 57.00, even if it is a 0.7 lifetime best.
I know, she looked as if she was expecting that as well. She done a face and she was like, yeah, that was all right. I was like, no, that's really good, actually.
Can you imagine going 0.7 of a second lifetime best on 100 free? That's awesome. 56.9 from Isabel Lee, second Josephine Klein. Teammate in third, Melissa Turnbull. Just, 14 100s back, something like that. Here's Heat 9. They're really rattling through. I will tell you that there's one more heat to go after these women are done. 13 heats of the women, and then that one heat of the men's breaststroke where we had a little bit of a challenge with the start where some of the athletes couldn't hear the gun. So some of those swimmers have chosen to swim again. Some are happy with their time and will take it. That's an interesting one. This is Heat 9, Dan, of the women's 100 metres freestyle. Fastest is Elizabeth Land of Morpeth in lane 4. Zara Kraviec in 5. So Elizabeth Land in 4 from Morpeth is the fastest seed in this Heat 9 of 13. Really good start in lane 6. Annabelle Smith of University of Bath with her teammate Jessica Hunn just outside in 7. Those two had a really good start. The 2 blue hats there. The yellow hat closer to us is City of Leeds, Matilda Potter.
Alexa Mann, 27.43. Isabel Smith, second, 27.56. It's all going to come. Oh, they're all these girls are in a line here. This is going to come down to the last 25 right here. Matilda Potter is pushing So is Aston Maddox in lane 2, pulling out ahead.
It is Aston Maddox of Millfield with that green hat right at the top there. It's going to be tight though. Oh, it's very close. In actual fact, Matilda Potter came back of Leeds. Well, she swam it beautifully well. Perfect timing. 57.13 off a 57.55 lifetime best. So, well, I've said it a few times today, almost every heat. Another lifetime best. Over half a second again. And Matilda Potter of Leeds wins it from Aston Maddox and Amelia Wright with Annabelle Smith in 4th and her teammate Alexa Mann in 5th, but very, very close indeed.
It is easy for viewers back home to look at the 100 freestyle and think it's just a splash and dash sprint. It's so much strategy in it, because you can go all out in that first 50. That second 50, you're going to struggle to finish it.
Indeed. It's a great fun one to do. It's hard to do at the top of the world, though. It really is. I was 100 freestyler as my second event. 100 fly, my main one. 100 freestyle was my second one. Made the World Championship final, which was great fun. Came last, but kind of figured it was a major result just to make it, because I wasn't really a 100 freestyler.
4x100 freestyle Commonwealth medalist, Andy. Let's not forget that.
That's true. In fact, 100 freestyle Commonwealth medalist. No, bronze. A little hold up, we're quite sure what it is at the moment, but these athletes, 3 Millfield School students in this. Emily Hughes up there in 0, Tilly Collymore in 1, and Sophie Davis in 6. Fastest seed is Evie Mackey, and again it's these kind of times when you've really got to make sure that you're mentally prepared for anything. Just be calm, nice and chilled. Heat 10 of 13, the last of the uncycle seeded heats in this women's 100 metres freestyle.
Take your marks.
Evie Mackey there in lane 4, having a good dive, good underwater work. But going out fast in the first 25, especially as Bethan Cook from City of Birmingham, she's taking the race head on there.
Well, she has. A great start it was in lane 4, Evie Mackey, and very close indeed. My goodness me, look at that lot. Well, there's nothing to choose. Half a second between the entire field, that's extraordinary. And 30 minutes to go now. You really got to dig in. From that war, we talked about the third quadrant of a race. On this 100 metres, it's from that 50 turn to the 75, and you've really got to push it. Now going well in lane 6 is that green hat of Sophie Davis of Millfield School. Kieran Piper, coach there, doing a super job with these athletes, and this is a good swim from her. And she's won at 55.85 off the 50. Well, it's exactly on her lifetime best. Exactly. Wow, that's amazing. 55.85.
Great swim, but that is a bit annoying. One, like, little longer fingernails to have had it, but great swim for a morning heat.
And entered on a 56.8. She's just gone 55.8. So interesting, the season's best is actually 55.8. So not quite sure why she entered a second slower, but she swam well there. But she didn't get in an unseeded, one of the cycle seeded heats. So quite sure whether that's a great tactic or not. Here's an interesting one. The first of the cycle seeded heats. It's heat 11 of 13 of the women's 100 metres freestyle. Fabulous to see lane 1 back in the pool. Dan?
Mehdi, old teammate of mine. 2024 Olympian, Paris Olympian. 100 backstrokes her main event. Theodora Taylor lane 4. She's got a busy week. So Sky Carter.
Heat 11. There's Sky Carter right in the centre in lane 5. Theodora Taylor, the fastest seed in 4.
I think I'm right in saying, Andy, Theodora Taylor, 4th last year in the 100 freestyle A final. So I think we'll see her definitely again tonight.
Yeah, she was 54.5. So it's going to hot up very quickly. We've seen some 55.8s so far, but I think this is the first of the cycle seeded heats. This is very quick indeed. It looks like lane 6, quickest down to 50 maybe. It is indeed 26.0 to her feet. That is Darcy Revitt of Guildford, and she looks strong. Coming back now, though, in the centre. In 4, it's Theodora Taylor, also going well in 2. In that red hat is Harriet Rogers. But look at this from lane 6. This is very good from Darcy Revitt. And she's going to make the final with this if she can keep this going. Just hold on now. Discipline inside this last 5. Head down, keep on going. She's gone well. I think Theodora Taylor won it. She did 54.59. Exactly the time that she did to come 4th last year, Dan. That's amazing.
Yeah, but how exciting is that? She'd done that in the morning. What can she do tonight? But you did see Theodora then really pull her in on the last 15. I guess the distance that she does will help her in races like that.
Well, she certainly looked good, didn't she? Particularly in that last 25. Theodora Taylor wins it from Torvine, 54.59. Another swimmer under 55 seconds, Harriet Rogers, 54.97. Then there's Revitt, Clifton, Carter, 55.63. It's going to be tight to make the final off that. Meddy Harris, 55.9. Great to see her back in the pool. It's a season's best for her. Now, second last heat of the women's 100 freestyle. Eva Acaro, world junior short course record holder, 50 freestyle. Been training, I think, in the States, out in Texas.
The Texas Longhorns.
Fantastic team they are. Based in Austin, Texas. Amazing facility. Coach there, Bob Bowman. Michael Phelps is old coach.
I was going to say Bob Bowman. Some may recognise that name.
Well, now, is he best known for Michael Phelps' coach, or is he best known for Leon Marchand's coach?
Oh, well, that's a question. I don't know. I'm not even going to answer that.
So this is heat 12 of the women's 100 metres freestyle, all in a line. Look at that. Eva Acaro first to turn, equal with Evie Davis. 4 100ths back is Schlossen. Very, very close indeed. And centre lanes in 3, 4, 5, all in a line. In 6, also going very well is Erin Little. And this is mighty tight. Coming back is Little, also coming back is Davis. Acaro still going well, but it looks like Schlossen, Leah Schlossen, sister also swimming at these championships. She's going to get in first, 54.3. Wow. Well, that is a 7/10 of a second lifetime best for her, and that's a brilliant swim. 54.3 from Schlossen. She's in the final. 54.6 from Acaro, 54.7 from Little, 54.8 from Davis. That's a very fast heat, Dan, my word.
I mean, Eva Acaro, obviously, whatever she's doing abroad is working for her. You know, she looked rapid on that, coming in second. But Leah Schlossen, 54.36. And then Erin Little in third. From Mount Kelly, 54.77, just adding to that good first morning from Mount Kelly.
Really is. Now, can we have 4 swimmers from one heat make the final? I wouldn't be too surprised, you know. Evie Davis, the 4th of those 4. 5 100ths behind Erin Little, but 54.8's pretty rapid. I wouldn't be surprised if that does make the final. 54.8, well, 54.7 was 5th last year in the final. This is the final heat of the women's 100 metres freestyle. Look at this, it's stacked. Freya Anderson, Olympic champion at mixed 4x100 free relay when she swam the heats back in Tokyo. Brilliant swim that was to get them through to the final. Anderson in 4, Colbert in 5, Lucy Hope in 6, Abby Wood in 3. It's absolutely stacked.
Now we've got some veterans in this event here. From Lucy Hope, Freya Colbert, Freya Anderson, Abby Wood, who's got a very busy week.
And Abby would start there. She's so good on the technical aspects and came up only about 10-15 centimetres ahead, but it's a significant lead.
Well, yeah, because I think it's because the longer you're underwater, the quicker you are. If you're streamlined, especially, you want to enter that water like a pencil. You do not want to make much of a splash. Freya Anderson win that first 50, 26.24.
Well, and Anderson's turn was very strong. She looks really powerful here. She's just starting to rev up, and she looks really good. My word, well, this is a very impressive swim from a heat. This is Freya Anderson leading, Colbert closer to us in second. Abby Wood's also there. Colbert coming back a little bit at Anderson, who gets it 54.05. That is a very fast heat indeed. 54.0 wins it. 54.3 is second, that's Colbert. So Anderson from Colbert. Third is Abby Wood, 54.6. Wow. That's very fast. So what's made the final? We'll have to check and see that in a second. But the second 50 metres, great from Anderson out the turn, and then Colbert's last 25.
It's because she's partly a distance swimmer. She's amazing at 400 medley, which we'll be seeing her later on this week. But she's just got that gutsy swim. She's a gutsy swimmer, Freya. You know, all of them. But I mean, we're going to see Freya Colbert up a lot this week. Abby Wood up a lot this week. But Freya Anderson took the win, 54.05 that heat. Heat 13 of 13. Second, Freya Colbert. And then third, Abby Wood. Barely anything in it.
And also very fast, those top three. 54.0, 54.31 and 6.1. So they, I think, will make it through to the final. We'll have to have a look in a second. Holly Widow's 55.8 there in fifth. With fourth is Emma Wood, 55.7. So what's going to make it? I wonder if a 54 might not make it in. I wish I'd written down the times from that heat 11. Wow. Wow. So here's the summary of the qualifiers for the final here. Accused 54.82 makes it in. 54.9 doesn't. Brutal. So Anderson fastest, Colbert second, Leah Schlossen third, Taylor's in there fourth. Abby Wood, Eva Acaro, Erin Little, very good. Evie Davis, what a final that's going to be. All on 54s. Wow. Top 16. Isabella Acaro, sister of Evie, 55.86 and 88. Oh, 17th. Wow.
It's lovely seeing the swimmers pass. Yeah, I know them all. They're lovely. They always wave.
Well, yeah. So let's just explain what you've done. So we're sitting about, I don't know, 15 metres from the start line.
The best seats in the house.
Best seats in the house, right on the pool side. And the swimmers walk past us once they've gone out. They collected the kit and they walk past us. And every single of the ladies, they all smile at Dan. I don't know what it is.
They smile at you, Andy.
Yeah, right. Yeah. They do. They're just. Yeah, I think it's because you're standing up and giving them a hug. I think that's got something to do with it.
Well, I know these athletes really well. Only 2 years ago, I was on the team with them. Less than 2 years ago, I was on the team with them. So you get to know them as athletes, but you get to know them as people as well, you know, and I just get so invested with them.
Well, you certainly do. And so now with the paras all done, there's the para summary. So the qualifiers for the final, Faye Rogers, Georgia Sheffield, 928 points. That's amazing, isn't it, from Faye Rogers? And there's a couple of finals there. The S14s, I think, have got their own final this evening. And the full 30 para-athletes in that women's 100 metres freestyle. So strong in Great Britain. So, just again to explain, this is actually the third heat of the men's 100 metres breaststroke. And in the actual race, they had a problem with the starting system, so the projection of the beep didn't really work very well at all. And so when the gun went, it only really went on one half of the pool, and the guys on this side of the pool, the lanes 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, couldn't really hear it very well. So they've been offered a reswim. Two swimmers actually have accepted their time, Ben Roberts and Cam White, both happy with what they did. So they've accepted their time, so they're not swimming. So that's in lanes 4 and 8. They get to keep their times, and everyone else gets another swim. So the fastest seed now is in lane 5. It's Ben Greenslade of Tiverton, the 16-year-old. I don't think I've ever seen this before, when some swimmers from a heat have actually accepted their time, but there's been an issue, so you get to swim again.
I've never seen it. And Andy, answer this question for me. Let's say these swimmers now go a slower time. They've already swum the 100 breaststroke this morning. Let's say they go a slower time now. Can they take the last time they had?
I think the answer coming from our leader, so I've just cheated. John Bailey's just told us no, the first time is voided. So you either take the time in the heat and you can take it and go, and 2 swimmers have done that, or you discard that, it didn't happen, and you get to swim it again. And there's some cracking swimming going on in here, isn't there? Look at this. In lane number 6, I think it is. Yes, it is. It's Robson Miles of City of Glasgow going very well. And also, up there in lane 2, that's Marcus Haig of Wickham District. And the Wickham District swimmer, this is a great swim from him. Well, I wish I knew what time he did in the first one, but this is outstanding. And he's a junior, and he's swimming really well. His entry time, 106.3. He's just gone 104.1 off a 106.3 entry. 2-second lifetime best.
Yeah, he definitely done the right decision to re-swim that, didn't he?
Wow.
I wonder what he changed in that time then, because he would have gone back and spoke to his coach, decided to do this again. I wonder what his coach would have said to him. That'd be interesting to find out.
Swim quicker.
Well, it's easier said than done, trust me.
Well, I tell you what, quite clearly, tactically, he did something slightly different. I don't know what it was, so I'd love to find out. But that was a great swim from Marcus Haig of Wickham District, winning it 64.17. Good from Robson Miles as well, 66.12, with Joseph Bale of Mount Kelly. A good swim from him as well, 66.19. Right on his lifetime best. So now we get the summary of the men's 100 metres breaststroke, and this final is going to be one of the most exciting races. Look at that, 3 guys sub 60. Petey 59.30 when his comeback, extraordinary. Look at that, Navaki second, Morgan third, all sub 60. We've got a 60.2 from Greg Butler. He can go sub 60. I think Goodburn could possibly. And then there's Christian Ryan, Rory Dixon, Joshua. Wow, what a final that's going to be. Looking forward to that one, Dan?
Yeah, and as I said, I'm not going to call that. I'm not even going to attempt to call that, but it's one of the finals that I'm most looking forward to this week. This and the 200 breaststroke.
Well, we've got the world junior champion, Philip Navaki, in second place. We've got the world record holder, Adam Peaty, is the fastest seed. I mean, talk about an absolute luxury. British men's breaststroke is remarkable. And third fastest into the final after the heats, Max Morgan, 59.9.
It's just a pleasure to watch, isn't it? It's just good. It's great to watch. They're all world-class athletes.
They really are. And Petey, well, interestingly, we were talking about Bowman as Michael Phelps' coach. Michael Phelps said of Adam Peaty, he is the greatest swimmer ever. What's it called from Michael Phelps? There's the para-final, so I can just tell you that Bruce Steele will be going into that fastest with his 880 points. Harry Stewart, fabulous swim from him, 853. They can both, well, I think actually, Bruce D broke the British record on the 50, going through to a British record on the 100, didn't he? Quite remarkable. Really was. So that's it for the first morning of heats here at the 2026 Aquatics GB Championships from the London Aquatics Centre. What a morning. Have you enjoyed it, Dan?
Loved it.
Absolutely loved it. Well, there's some fantastic finals this evening. Really looking forward to that. And so join us again this evening for the B final session and then the A finals. The B final session starts at 6 o'clock, and then the A finals 7:30 in the studio, and then we'll be setting it up for races at 7:45. So have a great day, and see you at 6 o'clock for this evening's finals. Goodbye from me, Andy Jameson.
Goodbye from me, Daniel Jervis.
Have a good day. See you at 6.